Yes, Mark.
Now,
hello.
Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, there's a few trouble spots that were...
Oh, it's Sarah from the Department of Visa and MasterCard. Now, shouldn't they at least come up with a good fucking angle? It is Sarah from the Department of Visa and MasterCard.
Does she want you to call?
No, it was a recording, a fake fucking voice.
Did they tell you to call?
I hung up on it. That one's so bad. From the Department of Visa and MasterCard. That's a classic. I mean, they must be getting so desperate now they don't even know what they're fishing for. It would be better if they said from your bank, even if they don't know what bank it is, but to say from the Department of Visa and MasterCard. Oh my God.
Thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts.
Look, they shut that fucking city down big time, man. That motherfucking city is shut the fuck down.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. If one of your goals in 2021 is to move into a different home because of the time you spent in your home during 2020, Ideal Home Loans can help. And here's the great news. Thanks to record low interest rates, your buying power is stronger than ever. Ideal Home Loans can walk you through the whole process and make it fast, simple, and easy. Talk to one of our salary-based lending specialists today at 303-867-7000. Be sure to ask about our 3-week closing guarantee.
Yeah, I'm calling from the Division of Cars.
Competitive market and make an offer that's like making an offer with cash. Gone are the days of getting caught up in the bidding war. At Ideal Home Loans, you don't have to. If you need help with a real estate agent, we can refer you to one that we trust and can walk you through the whole process. Call today at 303-867-7000.
Are you going to go to this Van Gogh live, you and Steph?
Yeah, we already did.
Oh, you did? Is it worth it or what?
Yeah, it's really good. But
You don't pay a cent until
I think that's one we went to. Where is it? At the museum?
Well, no, it's July 9th. I mean, you couldn't have gone.
No, we did go to Van Gogh last week. It was here. We did see Van Gogh. We did the whole thing.
I bet you guys would really love this one. Van Gogh live. And I know where it is. It's a beautiful venue. The Hangar at Stanley Marketplace. You know where that is?
And we
Hi, Tom Martino here, and I welcome you to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. If you're in pain, inflammation, anxiety, realcbdthatworks.com. I just ordered my new supply yesterday. If you put Tom in the promo code, you get 30% off. And it's right here in Golden, but I ordered mine, I swear to you. And you can too. realcbdthatworks.com. The genuine CBD products I fully endorse. Now let's talk Lucille, because she called yesterday and we were going to continue. This is a problem we're hearing a lot about from a lot of people. Okay, this is happening all over the place. What's happening is people moved into this place, this development, and people are getting assessed special assessments. Now, it's not just people who moved in, but all of the residents are being assessed like, I think it's 10 grand, could be 8,000. Here's the point, is that when you move into any condo, any townhome, any kind of development like that, there is a possibility you will be assessed what's called a special assessment. Some of those special assessments come as a result of improvements. For example, they want to repave the parking lot. If they want to repave the parking lot, you would have to pay that out of your pocket. No insurance covers that. So let's say to make it easy, let's say there are 100 units. It's going to cost $100,000 to repave. So it would cost $1,000 for each unit. That's normal maintenance if they don't have it in the coffers as a surplus. Now, what happens, however, if you have roof damage and you have to replace the roof. If you have insurance on the condo development, there might be a giant deductible. In that case, they would divide up the deductible among the owners. That's what they did in this case. But the problem is that many of those people are getting caught without insurance. Let me explain this. While normal maintenance special assessments is not covered, normal maintenance is not covered by special assessment insurance, there is an insurance that covers special assessments for casualty losses, for insurable events. So let's say the roof is destroyed by hail. That's a casualty event. That's insurance. So the deductible that's spread out among the homeowners would be covered if the individual homeowner has this assessment coverage. The problem is this assessment coverage can be written in two ways. First, it's written from the date of assessment. Now, Compass Insurance Group tells us that most of them now are being written on the assessment date. In other words, when you buy a policy, you get coverage for when the assessment is levied. So if you move in today and in 2 weeks there's an assessment sent out to the homeowners, it covers you no matter when the loss occurred. But there are some older policies that, or not just older policies, but let's say other policies that cover only if you were there at the time of the loss.
And don't forget, most of these policies either or only cover $1,000 or $2,000 of that assessment unless if you bought additional insurance.
Now, in Peggy's case, Lucille's case, as in many other cases, they bought loss assessment coverage. So if there's an assessment due to an insurance loss, they would be covered, but it goes back to the date of the event. Lucille was not living there at the time, so her insurance is saying, we're not paying it. And there's nothing you can do about it. If that's the coverage you purchased, that's the coverage you live with. There are others, however, who have better insurance. I say, don't buy the loss assessment coverage that goes back to the date of the event, because you could be stuck like Lucille. She moved in to Peachtree Condos. They had a loss 2 years ago, and they're just now getting around to sending out an assessment. That assessment goes back to a loss 2 years ago. Lucille's insurance company is saying, hell, we weren't covering you then. You weren't even living there, so we're not covering your assessment. And she's stuck having to pay it. How much is it, Lucille?
$1,546, and that was due April 1st. But if we wanted to do installments, it would be $1,951 over a 6 month period. Problem is, I'm unemployed, have no money.
And you understand, they don't care about that part of it. How do you make your mortgage payment?
I paid my condo in full.
Okay.
I don't have a mortgage payment.
That's good.
They can put what's called a super lien on you if they want to. And I'll tell you right now, this thing will go so bad for you, you won't know what happened.
Yeah. I want to bring you up to date on what happens with a super lien. Lucille, no matter what the excuse is, unemployed, illness, family problems, it doesn't matter. They put a super lien on your condo. That is a provision our state government gave homeowners associations, because homeowners associations, HOAs, they have really strong lobbies. So what they did was they lobbied to have a super lien. A super lien goes ahead of everyone except the IRS. It even goes in front of your loan if you had one. Now, a super lien would go on your condo and they would foreclose on it. There's no excuse for it. So I understand you have a good reason, but it's not an excuse. It will not get you off of paying this. I suggest if you owe an assessment that you take out a mortgage since your condo is paid off and simply pay it, because it's going to be your cheapest way out. If you don't do that, you're going to have legal fees added to it, you're going to have a lien, and you're not going to be able to get out of it. It's going to grow to beyond what you can afford. Right now, how much is it? Did you say it's under 10 grand? If you put a lien on your house, a mortgage, you can easily take out that much and pay it off. You take out an equity line of credit that you can pay down.
You're better off in this case if you have a credit card you can put 10 grand on to even do that. I mean, you need to pay this because you're going to end up paying it, and you don't want to pay attorney's fees and late fees and everything else, and all of a sudden this $10,000 is $20,000.
We had a woman who had a judgment lien on her property that turned out to be 5 times the amount. The cheapest way for you to handle it is a credit card or get a line of credit on your house. I wish I could tell you that your insurance company has to pay it, but let's talk about your loss assessment coverage, Lucille. Do you have it?
I do have it, and it's for $5,000.
Good, that would have helped you. But it goes back to the date of loss, not the date of assessment, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, guess what? You weren't living there at the date of loss.
Now, the other thing is, when did she buy this? I mean, recently?
Yeah, I just bought it December the 16th.
You might want to go back. You might want to go back and look at your disclosure documents when you bought this place. And if they didn't say anything and you can prove that they knew this was coming, you might be able to recoup some of it.
Those documents are in front of Tom now.
Good.
And
Mark,
then
will you look at them?
Is the same condo place, same problem.
We have hundreds of people caught in this for some reason. Now, Peggy, you're still there, Lucille. Peggy, do you have the same exact situation?
Yes.
We've heard from...
Except for my house isn't paid for. I had called in the other day, and I couldn't make the call yesterday.
Now, Peggy, how much is your assessment the same as hers?
Yes.
All right. And you have insurance?
Yes.
But it goes to the date of loss, not the date of assessment.
Right. It all depends on who your insurance carrier is.
All right. So you have, Lucille, who's your insurance carrier?
My insurance carrier is State Auto.
Okay. And Peggy, who's your insurance carrier?
State Farm.
All right. So both of you, it's really amazing to me how many of you do not have the loss assessment coverage going back to going to the date of assessment, because Compass says that's all they sell now. And it's hard. In fact, they won't sell one that goes back to the date of loss. However, both of you may have a case against the owners that sold it to you. The people who sold it to you, if they knew anything at all about this, they were obligated to tell you. Suzanne?
So, but if they did have a case, doesn't it cost a buttload of money to get attorneys, Tom, to fight this?
I'd go to Small Claims Court for $7,500. That'll help. That'll go a long way. That's what I would do. What does that disclosure say from Lucille's closing? We're going to look at it. So hang on, guys. Hang on. Let's see what we can find out here. I'm Tom Martino.
The Good Assassins.
That would suck, man. I'd be so pissed. And why are all these people buying right there now? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we're just hearing about these people because they all got caught with their pants down.
To me, it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You've heard me talk about reverse loans. Let's talk about approval reverse. That's Joan Sullivan. I've known her for so many years, and this could help you. Maybe you have a case like this where you have a special assessment. If you're 62 or older, you can get a line of credit on your house and never make a payment on it. Or you can pay off your house and never have a mortgage payment. The interest accrues against your house, but you'll never, ever owe more than your house is worth. You'll always be able to stay in your house if you simply pay your taxes and insurance. ApprovalReverse.com is the website. You can call Joan for a free consultation. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528, 771-3528. The Art of Granite is giving prices on the phone for your countertop project. If you're looking for counters, whether it be granite, quartzite, marble, or quartz, you can do it with theartofgranite.com and get a price on the phone. They do the bathroom free, by the way, when you do the kitchen. They tear out and haul away free. All materials are wholesale. So what you need to do is get a price today. Theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Dig it. A company that is so sure of their great service and so sure of their great pricing that they do free estimates. That's right. Master Rooter Plumbing will put a plumber who, of course, is insured and graded his job at your house for a free estimate, and they always beat the competition. And, you know, if you ever need a sewer line or a water line, they own their own excavation company. I've seen them save people up to $10,000 off sewer line replacement. Master Rooter Plumbing, you can find them on the referral list at referrallist.com. Just type in Master Rooter.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive...
I don't see any disclosures in anything she said.
You can savor.
I'm still looking.
Nicotine lozenges are smoke-free and hassle-free and made to enjoy virtually anywhere. Why? Because they dissolve, but the flavor doesn't. So go ahead and enjoy on your time and on your terms. Feel lozenges
How can they say COVID?
Getting these two ladies confused. So there was an extra piece of paper.
You don't need a referral to get physical therapy at Colorado Pain Care.
I don't see any disclosures in there.
I popped it up for Tom that said disclosures on the top of it. Is that what you're talking about?
I did see that. Oh, wait, here we go.
You can book physical therapy directly. Maybe that's all you need. Find out today. Get your life back. 303.pay. Is it a time you got relief? 303.pay. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martinez. Colorado Pain Care.
I don't see shit for disclosures. Nothing.
Is that good or bad?
It's horrible.
I mean, is that good for her or?
It's horrible for her.
This is the second lady. She sent me this with this. Peggy, this is Lucille.
Takes insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute points for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Workweek.
You follow what I'm saying? You got two separate paperworks here. Just, I don't know what I'm giving you.
There's zero disclosure, though. Zero.
But is that good for our caller for a good case or not a good case?
No, I don't think you have to have disclosures, do you?
Well, you guys talked to Frank about that yesterday. What did he say?
I don't remember, but I don't think you have to have disclosures.
Life hacks. What would life be without them? Like using candle wax to loosen the stuck zipper. Here's another life hack. Now you can get the same high-quality insurance from Allstate at a new low rate. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, match your expectations. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent or book today.
In most states, prices vary based on when you buy. Not available in every state. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes, at BioLife Plasma Services. Donating plasma at BioLife is something you can do right now. Something that really matters. Plasma is desperately needed to create medicines to help treat people with rare diseases. Diseases that only plasma can treat. So please, become a donor at BioLife Plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
The snow is over, but the damage is done. Roads are slippery, but from mid-morning on, roads improving with full sunshine. The high today 35, way colder than normal. I'm Fox 31, Pinpoint weather meteorologist Brooks Garner.
Freshen up your playlist this spring with Audible Plus. Listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, podcasts, and more. Start a free 30 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You heard me talk about Compass Insurance Group, right?
Selling that loss assessment coverage. They can do an analysis of your everything you have right now. A free insurance checkup. And you really should do that to figure out if they're the ones for you. Compass Insurance Group. And if not, that's fine. You may have a great deal. But they shop 25 companies. Free insurance analysis. The home of the insurance checkup. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com. 303-996-9000. Mark's looking at the contracts you guys signed at Peachtree. Or not at Peachtree, but when you bought your condos. If the owners do not disclose there's an assessment, and if they know about it, they could be in trouble. But, of course, they could claim they did not know about it because it wasn't in the works. That's what we have to figure out, Lucille.
I don't see any disclosures in like what we're looking for. I just don't see them.
Who sent that, Lucille?
Yeah, well, I got 2 copies. This one's Lucille.
Lucille, the closing docs you sent did not have a disclosure statement. You know the statement that says, did you ever have any water problems? Did you ever have any roof problems? Did you ever have any heating problems? It says, is anything wrong? The disclosure stuff the sellers give you. That wasn't in your doc. That sheet wasn't in your docs. Did you get a disclosure? Go ahead.
That was the only thing that I was sent from the title company. So what I'll have to do is I'm going to have to contact my
real estate person.
My realtor.
It's possible she didn't have any.
Pardon?
See, that's the thing. Are disclosures required?
I didn't think they were, but
I think
they're in every standard contract that I've seen. Let's ask Frank for the 50th time.
Let's get Frank Durand back on, please, Suzanne.
It does say here that the seller acknowledges there is a homeowners association, and land title shall escrow funds from seller pending the receipt of a written status letter from the association. But the problem is, when these people bought it, there wasn't an assessment. So they're in this horrible black hole.
Lucille, did you ask any of your neighbors if they knew about the assessment was coming?
Every neighbor that I've talked to, most of them are new neighbors, are new to the association as well.
I wonder if everyone's sold after that. Okay, that's a good answer. Most of them are new. Peggy, did you ask any neighbors? Did they ever know about this coming?
Some of them did, yes. But come to find out it was in litigation, so I don't know how much.
Yeah, it was in litigation, but you should have been advised of the litigation, actually. See, there's something wrong over there that doesn't smell right. We got to figure out about disclosures. Frank Durand, therealestateman.com. We're going to get him on the air. Is he there yet? All right, we'll go to another call and come back. David, I believe we started this yesterday. I'm not sure. Were you on the air yesterday, or were you holding, David?
I've been holding.
Okay, let's talk. What's happening?
Well, we hired a granite installer back in December.
Okay. For what, a countertop?
Yes, for kitchen.
Where'd you buy? Now you said you hired an installer. Did you buy your granite separately?
We actually went and he gave us a couple locations to look. We went and picked out granite and paid him for the granite.
Okay, got it.
2 small bathrooms, 1 larger bathroom, and a kitchen.
So 3 baths and a kitchen. Got it.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
He came out to the house. We had a hard time getting someone to come out. And finally, this fella came out, looked professional. He's had a nice website and everything. We agreed to go ahead and find granite, and we did. Picked it out, and the provider tagged the granite slabs. We paid this fellow in full I know that was a big mistake.
How much did you pay?
$3,609.06.
For the slab?
No.
For everything?
It's supposed to be for everything, yes.
Okay, to make a long story short, did he do it?
He's done the 2 small bathrooms in the larger bathroom, and there's issues with a couple of issues with the smaller bathrooms.
So
But
3
the kitchen
baths
is
were
not-
done, but with issues.
Yes.
And what about the kitchen?
It hasn't been touched.
And how long ago did he? When was the last time he was on the job?
The nearest we can figure out, it's been so hard. This has been a whole litany of problems.
Yeah.
But looks like January 26th.
Okay. Does he give you an excuse?
Yeah, I've got a whole litany of excuses by text messages.
And you have his phone number then, so we need to call him and figure out where the hell he is. He's paid in full. He ran out of money.
Well, and let me update you.
We need to start getting some of these jerks in jail for violating the Contractors Trust Act. In fact, we should get an attorney to do nothing but go after.
Well, hold on though. This guy he said 2 bathrooms and started some other stuff. Now, not that it's perfect, but he's paid $3,000. I mean, how much work do you think this guy's done if you had to put a dollar figure on it?
$3,600 was the job in full.
I know that.
Well, he didn't get $3,600. He didn't even touch the kitchen yet.
I just can't imagine you get 2 bathrooms done with new granite and stuff for $3,600.
Well, you know, that's that guy's problem.
Yeah.
I mean, if he signed a contract for $3,600 and the guy walks, I mean, it does sound pretty cheap. That was for the granite and for the labor for for 3 baths and a kitchen.
Correct. The material costs plus labor. The labor portion was $1,875, Tom.
Yeah, that does sound cheap, though. All of it sounds cheap.
Give Suzanne this clown's number. I'll give him a call on break.
Yeah, so let's give him a call and see what we can do.
Hey, is he going to tell me anything else you're leaving out?
Yeah, what is there anything we're not hearing, David? Is there anything at all you want to add to it, or is that it?
Yeah, I should add that I did file a complaint with BBB, and this guy called me this morning cussing me out about that.
Okay. And by the way,
he's going to really hate this one then.
Yeah, because the BBB has no teeth. The BBB is a dinosaur dying on the vine. They gave a A+ rating to Don Eiley, who's in prison for fraud. But
to the tune of $12 million.
He still has an A+ rating with him. They're just a dying, choking dinosaur. We got more coming up.
This is Denver's Total Station with John Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver.
What happens if we don't have a verdict? So they started yesterday. So if we don't have a verdict all day today, what do you think? So that would be a day and a quarter. That's a long time. That tells me that they're arguing over charges. There's no way the guy is not found guilty of something. Unless if there's somehow just a complete,
if it's manslaughter,
oh, it's going to be fucking.
Does that fucking moron know he's not up for first degree murder?
I don't know. I would sure hope she doesn't know that. She's very old.
Oh, she is.
She's really old. Maxine Waters is, I've met her. I'm going to guess 80s, but I don't know.
Select Audible originals, audiobooks, podcasts, and more. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus
82.
when you sign up at audible.com.
A safe, secure investment of 4% a year tax-free. Then add to that a 1% dividend. And I can say guaranteed because it is by contract. And Become the Banker is one of the few guaranteed and tax-free investments you can get outside of a qualified plan. Become the Banker is overfunding life insurance, then extracting money when you need it, and that's why they call it Become the Banker. To find out how it works, you can be part of a seminar or webinar because you don't have to leave your home. BecomeTheBanker.org.
Rick Edelman, #1 New York Times best-selling author and founder of Edelman Financial Engine, takes questions on his hit radio show, Let's listen to Rick help a caller who's saving for retirement.
Hey, Rick, how can I keep my retirement money safe?
By taking some risk.
Hi, Rich. How can I keep my retirement money safe?
When it comes to saving for retirement, if you try to keep your money safe, you're actually taking big risks. Savings accounts, well, they're not safe from inflation. They're not safe from taxes. There are, in fact, 18 different asset classes, and they all have different risks. So spread your money around, so no one thing can wipe you out. It's like having 12 eggs in 12 baskets. Diversification.
If it comes out during the show, we got to go to that jury, though. We have to.
I know that.
Well, no one's told us to, but I think we should for sure.
They actually did say we could. They did. That was if it comes Monday, but I'm sure.
Oh, you're right. I remember that. He actually alluded to it might have come Friday, and they didn't even have closing arguments. Did you pick that up in his email?
You're afraid to fly. Reality check. The IRS is in full force, vigorously making up for lost time. Better get Larson tax relief on your side, because a tax collection pandemic is coming. How else are they going to pay for all those?
After being fully vaccinated, 5,800 Americans still got COVID-19.
Emerge from
74 have died.
Way better than you could ever.
From COVID after vaccination? Well, they say, what is it effective? 90%, right?
Putting off tax problems. There's no tax forgiveness. Get the guidance and care from my friends, Ron and Jack Larson. They guarantee you'll be satisfied
What
with
do you,
their efforts at LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844 Larson Tax.
Do you wish you got it in a way?
Right here in our backyard. Friends, allies, neighbors. Call for your free evaluation. 844 Larson Tax. 844 LARSON Tax.
I kind of wanted it, and I ended up with it.
Hi, Dan.
In fact, I almost think I was being risky on purpose.
Yeah, but weren't you afraid at first? She said you were.
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, let's say October, when I just couldn't fucking even, you're stuck in that damn house so long. It sucks.
Well, Dad, let's bring the home shows to them. Right in your home, we'll lay out our tried and true methods and products, actual cabinet style and color selections, our countertop options, all of the updated looks to get that shower replaced, and an awesome digitally interactive window and door design process. And we'll bring the show savings right to you also. Folks, when you book your full project now for select install dates, you'll enjoy our traditional 8% home show savings.
She was a big part of
kitchen, bath, some counters or floors, or even replacing windows and doors. Yeah, as always, you have our work picture right at
other protest stuff, like Rodney King, and some other stuff. She's done a lot of good stuff, actually, but she's become very, very, very liberal. Always has been, but I mean, I didn't see her doing this. Although I think people would argue she's done shit like this before.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a mortgage...
Who do you think got more done, Farrakhan or...
It's also an effective way to eliminate...
My brain is not working today.
You're able to pull out cash from your home equity so you can pay off credit card balances, personal loans, whatever you need. You'll typically receive not only a much lower rate, but also reduce the number of monthly payments that you need to focus on. And you know what else? When you choose American Financing, there are never any upfront or hidden fees, never any pressure, no obligation. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call, 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 122334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You don't pay a cent until you're content. Only with ExcelRoofing.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. All right, I want to talk to Frank Duran, the real estate man, to bring us up to date on these disclosures.
Frank, is it a law that you have to have a disclosure statement at closing.
Tom, are you speaking of a seller? You mean a seller's property disclosure?
Yes.
No, they do not. The seller does not. However, what the contract calls for is Colorado law requires seller to disclose certain facts. Typically, the contract requires disclosures of adverse material facts. So even if they don't provide the seller's property disclosure, they must disclose adverse material facts. So specifically speaking, like with the HOA situation, there is a section in the seller's property disclosure. Even if they don't use a seller's property disclosure, they should disclose if there's any special assessments or if there's any knowledge of any coming up in the future.
But that's interesting. They do not have to use a form.
Yeah, we're looking at their stuff, Frank, and there is I don't see any disclosure form like I've seen on other contracts.
And have you seen transactions where sellers refuse to fill out a form?
Rarely, yes. I had a gentleman a couple years ago, he refused to fill one out, and I just explained to him, you still need to disclose adverse material facts, and he was fine with that. He just didn't feel comfortable filling out the form.
You know what's interesting, too, is this one I'm looking at, and I think this one is...
For Lucille.
No, this one's signed by Peggy.
Oh, okay.
It looks like whoever was helping her out was only a transaction broker, which, I mean, really, they're not even looking out for her, or are they? How does that break?
You know, Mark, with something like that, a transaction broker must give fair and honest dealing straight down the middle. So they're not the advocate of the seller or the buyer, but they must provide fair and honest dealing straight down the middle.
All right, but which is weird because there's no disclosure form whatsoever. You think he would have said or she would have said, hey, you know, what's going on here?
Well, you bring up a good point. Now, on the listing contract, it does give the seller the option to either agrees or does not agree to fill one out. When the buyer writes up an offer, there's actually a section in the contract where they'll put a deadline for a seller's property disclosure. So if there's not one filled out, they would have to disclose that at that time.
And Frank, just out of curiosity, if you were selling one of these, how would you have someone disclose something? There's a lawsuit going on. You don't know if there is going to be an assessment. You don't know if it's going to be $100 or, in this case, $10,000 because there's a lawsuit going on with the insurance company. How do you disclose something? You have no idea what the hell it is.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, when we talk to sellers, that's one of the questions we ask them. In fact, there's a form we ask them if there's anything that they are aware of. When we pull the minutes in the meetings, we tell the buyers to be sure and talk directly to the HOA, but look at those meetings and minutes because sometimes they will mention not necessarily that something's been implemented, but they're talking about the potential of putting on a special assessment. Or if there's a pending lawsuit, that's the other thing we'll watch out for very closely.
Hey, Frank, I'm going to have Suzanne email you these two contracts. Would you just eyeball them and make sure I'm not missing something?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think they disclosed it. But they have to prove that the sellers knew about it.
Well, I think that would be easy. They knew something, but I go back to what did they know? There could be an assessment. The insurance company might pay for it.
Well, let's put it this way. If it was mentioned in an HOA meeting, I would say they'd have to disclose it.
Yeah, and we know even if they don't fill out the disclosure, like Frank said, they have to disclose it.
So I think that would give you guys some leverage. I would do the small claims court thing if I could figure out if it was mentioned in the meetings.
And that's easy. You talk, not even just mentioned. If something was sent out, someone who lives there while this was going on probably received mail or something, some kind of correspondence.
Does anyone know, Peggy, do you know what the litigation was for at Peachtree? Were they suing the insurance company for coverage?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. They're kind of sketchy about giving information.
Well, it's public record if it's a lawsuit. It's public record. You guys are the ones that have to look this up and get us a case number. If you can find that out, we'll look into it. Because then if it becomes public record, if they were just waiting for how much the insurance is going to cover as to what the assessment will be, but they're pretty sure no matter what the assessment was going forward. Do you know, Peggy, did the association win or lose? Do you know?
I don't know. They just said it was under litigation because I asked why it took so long. If it happened in 2018 and they filed in 19, why did they wait till 2021 for the special assessment? And they said it was in litigation.
Do you know? Okay, we need to talk. You need to talk to your HOA. Who's the management company there, by the way? Mark can call the management company. Do you know who it is?
HOA Matters.
Okay, hold on. Suzanne, let's get the HOA contact information, and Mark can say, listen, did you guys ever warn the people who live there that there may be a coming assessment, or what the litigation was about? Let's get to the bottom of this thing. We have dozens and dozens of people affected. Okay, back to David. David, listen, man, we didn't mean to, but we have this other call going on at the same time. Now, listen, this guy, this granite installer, picked up your granite. Is he the one that fabricated it as well?
Supposedly he had a shop fabricated that he partners with.
It's damn near impossible that you had all this done. We checked for $3,600. This guy was lying to you from the beginning. He was going to have 3 bathrooms and a kitchen fabricated, installed, and he, first of all, purchased the granite. He was going to pay for the granite, right? Not you.
Right.
And he was going to get it fabricated and cut and install it. 3 bathrooms and a kitchen for $3,600. He ran out of money. Now, that's not your fault. I mean, if this guy truly agreed to that, do you have a contract for $3,600 you can send us?
Well, what I have, he was supposed to get me a contract.
Okay.
All I have is a contractor's invoice, handwritten, and it's all signed.
Well, send us a picture of that. I'd like that, and then I'm going to call this guy for you, man. Now, you're willing to let him come over and finish, right?
Well,
that was a big hesitation.
Yeah, what do you mean? Well, what?
What am I working towards?
Well, what?
I just as soon just get the material that he owes me delivered, and you give me a couple $1,000 back, and I don't want him back.
Wait a minute. He's not going to deliver material and give you a couple grand back. For God's sakes, that would leave him with $1,600. Whether you like it or not, fabricating that alone is going to be more than $1,600. Do you really believe that if he delivers you the material, he still owes you $2 grand? And then we can't even fight for you, David, because it's ridiculous. Now, listen, if you want to be reasonable, maybe we can do something. But, my God, he wants all his material. Okay, that'll leave him with 3 bathrooms, some minor issues, all of his granite, and fabrication for $1,600, Mark. That's what this guy wants. So I don't even know where we begin, okay? Because everybody here is crazy. More coming up.
Tell your smart device to play 630K. Then
we're talking total craziness.
I want him to give me the materials and all my money back, and then finish the job.
2,000 devices. Now, impact traffic.
What a deal, though. Can you imagine if he could do it for that price? 3 bathrooms and a kitchen?
Watch out for the Highway Drive. Look out for a wreck on the eastbound side of C-470 approaching Alameda. The 2 left lanes are blocked. Seeing delays there, travel through there with caution. Got a crash eastbound 6th Avenue at Federal, blocking the left lane. It's the second crash there. The first wreck at the same spot was cleared. Second one happened again, so just be careful out there. Still quite slick in many spots, especially on the side streets, bridges, and overpasses. Just watch out for yourself out there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be sunny today. Chilly, though. A high of only 41. Right now, just a few clouds above and 21. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Give spring a whole new sound with Audible Plus. Listen all you want to thousands of select Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including exclusive series. Start a free 30-day Audible Plus trial when you sign up at audible.com.
If you want to become wise and safe and protect your assets while you're alive and after you're gone, MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Now, here's the deal. Mile High Estate Planning is set up with a place to do trusts, wills, powers of attorney, beneficiaries' deeds. They can, if someone died and you need immediate help because you need to go to probate, or if you want to avoid probate. Whatever it is, people are so hazy on this law. So Blake Harris, attorney-at-law, started Mile High Estate Planning to help everyone along the Front Range. You can get Zoom meetings, FaceTime meetings, person-to-person meetings, whatever is comfortable, along the Front Range, nights and weekends even. Or you can call 833-ASK-BLAKE. Start with phone calls, ask your questions. He charges flat rates for what he actually does. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
The Sharpest Rides in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever from your home. Get your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved to finance, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door.
Thank you for calling HOA Matters. Our office hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you are reaching this recording during our normal business hours, we are on the other line or helping a guest in our office. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. For Tina or the operator, press 1. For Tim, press 8. For Isha, press 4.
Check out simplyfloors8.com. Not only do they have the newest LVT that's scratch resistant and waterproof, they also have the most beautiful lines of hardwood and carpet. They do free design services and they can save you 40% from the big box stores.
Please enter your password, then press pound. Please enter your password, then press pound. I'm sorry, this number is not valid. Please.
Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24 sanitizing spray. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. One strong Microban 24 sanitizing spray is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not
Thank you for calling HOA Matters.
technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while companies might deliver pay, ZipRecruiter
There's no one there.
Haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Thinking of selling your home and you want to save thousands of dollars in commissions? You have to hear about this new program that will save you thousands. Hi, Marty here. My friends Gay and Sarah at the Ribble Group with Keller Williams DTC just launched their COVID-19 Seller Relief Program, where the buyer pays all the commission and you pay zero commission to sell. You pay zero commission, and the buyer pays it all. Right now, Gay and Sarah have thousands of buyers in their Buyers in Waiting program that will gladly pay the commission, so you can sell your home with full service while netting more in your pocket. Just this week, the Groves family were about to list with another agent. They spoke with Gay and Sarah, and the Groves ended up saving $13,000 in commission. That is real money. Call Gay and Sarah to learn more about this limited-time COVID Sellers Relief Program offer. 833-453-SOLD. 833-453-SOLD. Or visit GaySpelled-GAYE-HasTheBuyers.com.
Baseball is back. A limited number of tickets are available for their second home game. The Secret Restored, Charlie Blackmon, Rydell Tapia, and the Rockies take on the Mets, Astros, and Phillies April 16th through the 25th. Go to Rockies.com/tickets today.
The state government option will give politicians greater control over your health care, threatening the coverage you already have and increasing costs. Tell politicians we cannot afford their state government option at coloradoshealthcarefuture.org.
When you put skill with honesty and integrity, you get Sheridan Auto Tech. The needed repairs when you need them, the quality repairs.
Hey, Kristen, my name's Mark. I'm trying to help out George Morrison just understand the special assessment for the roof a little more. He said something about a lawsuit. I'm just trying to understand what happened. If you could give me a call back, boy, I'd sure appreciate it. You can reach 720-333-455-7242.
455-7242. And on our referral list at referrallist.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind. You heard Frank Duran, our expert, talk about disclosures. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He also does, of course, free market valuations. 303-920-1622. And it's really remarkable that you don't have to have a specific disclosure statement at closing.
But they do have to disclose material facts, and it's really important. that you protect yourself at closings.
And you should have someone representing you, too. I mean, how many people, how about the lady that bought the house that wasn't a house? It said it looks like a house, built like a house, but you can't use it as a house. And she actually signed, acknowledged it, then was upset when she found out that she couldn't live in her non-house.
This house was actually sold sight unseen. It was sold on a mining claim. And this was a real estate deal. The contract, if you really read it, said, this may look like a house. It's a collection of material that resembles a house. But please don't mistake it for a house. Can you believe it? Now,
and you can't occupy it as a house.
Right. And if you do, it's at your own peril. Basically, you're buying this as is, your own risk. It was over disclosed. And when they got it, it was basically worthless because every part of it was under code. Every part of it was bad. They virtually bought nothing.
And then they were shocked when they went back and read everything they signed when they bought it. That's why you use a real estate attorney.
Yes, you use an attorney and you use a broker, a good broker. Trying to do real estate on your own is foolish. Now, what are we going to do, though, about this this granite guy? Now,
I got a message into the HOA real quick, so when I hear back, we'll go back to that.
Okay, but the granite guy, again.
He's got to be reasonable before I call. I'm not going to call and tell him to drop off materials and refund the guy because I don't think that's fair.
Well, he wants a refund of he wants a refund of $2,000. That would leave him paying $1,600 for all of the granite, all of the fabrication, and installation of 3 bathrooms. David, we're not trying to give you a hard time, but that, if you went to court for that, I don't think you'd get it. So we got to call this guy and say, look, this guy wants to cut bait and run. So do your 3 bathrooms have to be redone? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. No. What issues do you have, you said, with the 2 smaller bathrooms?
Okay, one was it's got a chipped slab he was supposed to repair. The other one, it's doable, but he actually cut the hole. It's a drop-in sink. He cut the hole too big where you have to, just really caulk it good.
What an idiot.
Otherwise, what's that?
Well, he's an idiot, but he sounds... All right, so anyway...
I on March 16th, I got tired of dealing with him, and I told him, I said, just deliver my materials that you owe me, and we'll be done.
Good.
And he just he wouldn't do it. I'm going to finish the job. Well, more lies and more excuses and so on. I'm getting tired of getting called and cussed out.
Yeah.
I don't really want him back in the house.
Well, I kind of don't blame you. But so what we need to do...
How about if we just try to get those materials dropped off?
Yeah, we can do that. And listen, I don't know how in the contract, does he break it down what this $3,600 is for? How much is material? How much? Yeah, you did say it was $1,800 labor. Did he say how much the labor in the kitchen was? How much? Did he break it down?
No, he didn't. Just
all right, David. You made a lot of mistakes. How did you hire this guy?
Well, I was looking for someone.
Where'd you find him?
I put an ad on Facebook Marketplace because I know he had a Facebook.
More ripoffs come through Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and all these. I don't know why people do it. God, I just don't know why.
Well, yeah, we were having a hard time getting anybody to come out here.
Well, if you went to referralist.com, you would have had somebody out there. So, I have no sympathy for people that don't do their homework. I just don't. But we'll help you. We'll help you. Facebook Marketplace and all the other lists generate all of our calls.
I'm going to go call this guy, see what he has to say, and we'll talk about it after the break.
Right. We will. Plus the HOA. We need to figure out, did the HOA or management company at Peachtree, did they know anything about the coming assessments? This is getting ridiculous with Peachtree because people are moving in or have moved in, and they're getting socked with an assessment from 2018. From 2018, and their insurance won't touch it because they weren't living there at the time. So that's one of the issues we're going to discuss. If you've learned anything, if you get special assessment coverage, you need to make it effective from the date of assessment, not the date of loss. I'm Tom Martino. Get your calls in 303-713-TALK.
When you think about home loans, think ideal home loans.
Hey, Ari, it's Mark Major with the Tom Martino Show. I was reaching out to you. We got a guy on air right now, David Van Horn. He's he can't get you back here. You won't drop off the material. Gotta get another fucking phone number. Ah, shit! Not bad? Worn out? Fuck yeah. I feel like a marathon.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name? Ed? Ant. Oh, hey, Ant-Man. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Okay. Making him wait 15 minutes, so we might be a couple minutes late.
And making sure that they are focused. Security's been stepped up in Minneapolis and other cities ahead of the verdict. The CDC panel reconvenes later this week to review the 6 cases of blood clots and any possible link to the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. European regulators announced after a review that they believe the benefits of the J&J shot outweigh the risks of possible links to blood clots. U.S. health officials are urging Americans to get vaccinated. Some states are reporting unfilled appointments with plenty of doses available. This is ABC News. A week after a commercial boat capsized in rough weather in the Gulf of Mexico, the Coast Guard is suspending the search for survivors. 6 crew members were rescued, 5 bodies were found, 8 people are still missing. The partnership between the estate of the late Kobe Bryant and Nike is over.
The late Kobe Bryant's 5-year retirement endorsement deal extension with Nike
not much. Who's this?
that it won't be renewed. His widow Vanessa Bryant confirming the decision to ABC.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ari. How are you, man? So, hold on a second.
Had grown frustrated with Nike limiting the availability of Kobe products. In a statement, Vanessa Bryant...
Sorry about that. I had to pull my freaking mask off. Anyhow, I'm with the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. We've got a guy named David on, and he's basically saying he entered into an agreement with you to do 3 bathrooms and a kitchen for like $3,600 or $3,800, which, by the way, is an unbelievably good price. He said you knocked out 2 or 3 of the bathrooms with very small issues, but you won't finish up the kitchen. I mean, that's where he's coming from.
Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now.
Oh.
If you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone.
You know what?
Online,
Here's David. Let me suggest something to you. I love everything you're saying. You're going to sound great on air. Let me have our producer call you so you can say that, so you can rebut what he's saying. The price sounded great. If you're willing to get over there and finish it, man, this is awesome. So I'm going to have Suzanne reach out to you.
While other companies might deliver a lot of hay.
Yeah, that's cool. I want other people that just heard what he had to say actually hear that, so they know you're a good guy. Is that cool? All right, hold on. I'm going to have Suzanne call you back on this number. It won't be the number you just called me on. It'll be a different number, but she needs to call you on that phone. Hold tight, man. This will be good for you. All right, bye.
Hot Delivery got the green light by the Denver City Council yesterday. They approved a program that would create a special license to allow delivery of cannabis products to locations within the city and create a hospitality license program to allow the consumption of marijuana products.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, here.
What?
Call this guy.
Is that the contractor?
Yeah, I told him you're calling him right now.
Oh, I was getting ready to text him too. Sweet.
Call him on the air.
He's not going to cuss at me, is he?
No.
He's got another side, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell it is, boy, you are feeling bad, man. You know what? In the last 6 years we've been hanging close, you don't moan and groan. You're not a moaner and groaner. You've been moaning and groaning. I don't even know if you're doing it. Oh,
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union. From the Best Red Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City Freeway system in pretty good shape.
You know, I'll tell you guys, that shot beat the shit out of him. He got that second round, and I'm telling you, it fucked with him. He has been in a fucking, not a bad mood, but like an achy mood for weeks now. I hope this shit goes away. That's why I'm not getting the fucking shot.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Sunny today, chilly though, a high of 41. Right now, just a few clouds above and 21. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How. Westera Credit Union, here to help home buyers with a Westera Bridge loan. Use your home's equity, launch a better offer, and win the bidding war. More info can be found at westera.com/bridge loan.
The house you're living in right now, who cost you less?
Verdict watch. You know, he could get, if he got second-degree manslaughter, he would get maximum of 10 years. The probability of what that would usually carry is 2 years. I bet he's got to be in a special place. What do they call that when you protective solitaire or something? Protective custody. Wouldn't you think?
It could mean a lower monthly payment. It could mean thousands or tens of thousands in long-term.
Who is this guy here? Oh, never mind.
That's the guy. That's the man. Oh, on Mr. Green Jeans, please push the, they're getting a shitload of calls, which is great. They're great guys. They're getting a lot of calls for shit they don't do. I don't know. They don't build, they don't come out and redo your entire yard. They don't come out and do new grass and plant trees.
Well, fuck, I mean, I never said that.
Yeah, I know.
How do you?
I don't know. I'm just giving you feedback.
First of all, you don't say what they don't do. That's the worst advertising in the fucking world. Okay? Let them call. Big deal. Get the fucking calls.
Or you know what? You hire someone that starts doing that stuff.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino.
You know, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Silverleaf Mortgage for your reverse loans. Silverleaf. If you are 62 or older looking for reverse loans, Silverleaf even has a division, it's not really a division, it's a nonprofit foundation separate from them, Forever Home. And what they do is they help seniors get their homes fixed up and ready for appraisal to get the most out of them. They actually do it with no interest, low interest, or complete grants for those in need. But in addition to that, they do superior reverse loans. Silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. 720-REVERSE. All right, so we have a guy that called and says, I had a contract to do granite. First of all, we were blown away by the price. I don't know how he got that price, but he said $3,609, something like that, and he was going to do 2 little baths, a regular bath, and a kitchen. That's for the material, for the fabrication, and for the installation. He said he's gotten 3 baths done with some minor problems. There's a chip he has to repair. There's some extra caulking on one of the sinks. And then he did the other big bath, and now he has the kitchen. The kitchen he hasn't touched. And so what can I do? He said the guy's not been back. And I would like him to refund me some money and bring back the material he owes me or whatever. Now, this is a weird situation. There is just an invoice. It doesn't really break down a lot, and there's not a lot of detail. There's no contract. But Ari's kind enough to come on, and he is with, I guess it's Gatsopoulos, or I don't know how, Ari, Gatsopoulos. I don't want to slaughter his name. So anyway, Ari, you're here.
Marble and Granite.
Hey, Ari.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, can you turn down that radio and we'll talk, because it's confusing because it's on delay. But anyway, Ari, let's talk about this job. Like I said, first of all, that price, I don't know if it was a mistake.
I offer good quality workmanship with reasonable prices. I'm not an eye gouger. I really do good work, and I went off on my own as soon as COVID came into effect.
Yeah.
The person I was working through laid me off, so I had to go full force into my own business. So I'm new into this whole scheme of
running your own business.
Running my own business, and it's just a new thing that I've been trying to deal with. So, what else did you want to know about the project?
Are you willing to finish it? Basically, that's what he wants.
I never told David I would never finish the job. I just told. So there's a few key factors in installing stone, and especially in Colorado. If you were born and raised here, I was. You can't install granite in the snow or in the ice, or if there's certain elements, you can't do it. I can't even transport slabs today to the shop for other customers I have ongoing projects with, because it's a liability issue and people die behind it. So these are like 100-pound pieces of stone that we carry straight off the truck into a customer's house, and we can track in mud. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on that Mr. Van Doren does not understand that can happen. And
you haven't. Here's the bottom line: you did not abandon the job.
No, never. Not he doesn't have a text message, nothing. He actually called up to the place where we bought the stone the other day, or we bought the stone previously. I had the sales rep call me. Mr. Van Doren I like him a lot. He is a very energetic older gentleman, and I respect him a lot, but he has been one of my more nervous, I guess.
David, David, how would you describe it? Are you anxious, David?
Yeah, he's really anxious. And
David, are you there?
Yeah. As he said, I'm an older person, and I don't have the patience that I used to have.
How old are you, David?
I'm 72.
Okay. So listen, man.
He sounds like a vibrant 72.
Yeah, so listen.
Oh, yeah.
Ari tells me he's going to finish. He's on the radio. How do you pronounce your business name, Ari?
Gatsopoulos Marble and Granite Installation.
Gatsopoulos, okay.
.com.
Yeah, no. Gatsopoulos Marble and Granite. Okay. I would call it Ari Marble and Granite, but that's up to you, because it's going to be hell people trying to look that up. In any case, it's all Greek to me. Ha, that's a joke, Ari. So, Ari, listen, man. When do you think you'll get over there again?
Okay, so the last phone call I got from Mr. Van Doren was Saturday at 5 o'clock, which I don't receive calls anymore after that point anymore. I used to do it before, but the stress has been on me lately.
I understand. So
I can be over there on Monday once the weather gets better. And I already told Mr. Van Doren this. Once the weather clears up, I'll be over there, and we will install, and everything is.
Here's the deal, David. Let me just explain something. Most of the time when you got a bad contractor, they don't come on the air and talk about it. Okay, so that's a good sign. You see that he's on talking about this with you on the air, and he has no qualms about saying, I want to finish this job. I think the price is unbelievable, so I'll just say that. So if you can get it done for that price, David, you got a deal. You know, 2 small baths, a regular bath, and a kitchen. What are you kidding? It's just, like I said, I can't believe it, but it's $3,600 with materials, fabrication, and installation. All right. We'll check back with David. Thank you very much, Ari, for coming on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, Kenneth, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
Good, man. What about this scam? You say you got a scam call?
Yeah, I think the guy called. He said he's from the firefighter fundraising office.
Oh, God. Okay, what's the spiel?
Well, I've never heard one, but because I was driving, but then they won't even call me back.
Okay.
And I asked them.
Well, the
But I got a
firefighters,
number.
listen, none of these people do calls. Did he give you a call back?
Yes, he did.
And did he say he wanted you to call back?
Yeah.
And what did he say they needed? A donation?
A donation.
And did he sound, I hate to use this term, but did he have a foreign accent?
No, he sounded like he was in a stupor or
a stupor. Why don't we try it? Hold on, Suzanne, can you get that number? Let's see what we come up with. Hold on, and we'll figure it out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I just got an email that said, yeah, I'll tell you exactly what it says. I think I heard an item on your station with a realtor who has the home buyer pay for the realtor commission. If so, could you provide me with the realtor's contact info?
But that's just a negotiating
It's
thing.
purely a gimmick. I mean, it's smoke and mirrors. It drives me insane.
It doesn't matter who pays for what. It's coming out of the price of the house.
I know.
I don't know why people think that's a big deal. Listen, when they say the seller's going to pay for it.
Yeah. So what do? Then they can either
the seller
jack
always
the house
pays
up
for it. The seller always pays for it, and the buyer always pays for it. They both pay for it. No matter what, even if you negotiate it, no matter what, it's not coming out of thin air. If the house is $100,000, that's built in. Or 100, $5. Whatever. So it's all a gimmick.
It's a hell of a new marketing strategy, though.
Hey, Michael, what's going on with you, Michael?
Yeah, hi there. First-time caller. Someone suggested on a Facebook group to
Welcome.
talk to you.
And thank you. What Facebook group was that?
It's a private group. It's called More Miles, More Points. Stands for More Miles, More Points.
Oh, cool.
It's basically, yeah.
Suzanne turned me on to Facebook groups, and I started doing it. I love them, man.
We'll backlink to you guys. Send Suzanne the info on it.
Yeah, but in any case, I'm glad that the name's getting around. But what can we do for you, Michael?
Sure. So I'm a part of a buying group. Most people don't know what a buying group is, but there's companies out there, legitimate companies, that they say, hey, we need Apple iPhones or Dell laptops, and they're limited on how many they can buy. So they have individuals like me buy them and then ship them directly to their office.
Oh, so wait. Let me ask you, how long have you been doing this, Michael?
I've been doing this for about a year and a half.
Okay, I need to know more about it. Not because I don't believe it. It sounds good, but there are a lot of scams that sound like that, too. If you could please hang on. I want to give you more time. So please, hang on. I want to hear about this buying group. When it's all about the money.
You gotta do it right. Does that sound bad? Money podcast.
What did the granite guy end up saying? He's going to be out there Monday.
In a purposeful, thoughtful way that works for your lifestyle, so you can really start living a rich life. Turns out that debt makes you dumber, potentially lowering your IQ by 13 points. And we all know that I don't have.
You guys seemed all right, huh?
Yeah. So debt really is more than just the interest.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics are the people that come to your home with IV drip therapy, hydration therapy for anything. Hangovers, migraines, you're not feeling good, you're under the weather, you can call them if you're not feeling good. They can get there the same day, usually within a few hours. That's Rocky Mountain, IVmedics.com. And I use them monthly for general health. You can too. And it's the same price as going to an IV bar. But you're in the comfort of your home with a medical professional overseen by a doctor. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. Mr. Green Jeans is my landscaper. They do maintenance and clean up and aeration and tree and shrub care, sprinkler installation, repair, fertilizer treatments. They do landscape maintenance. That's what it's called. So if you have landscaping that needs help, call them. Now, they're not going to do new construction or ground up, okay? But they will take care of what you have. Mr. Green Jeans, LLC.com, 303-426-4945. They're my landscapers, honest to goodness. 303-426-4945. So many times, people get in an accident. Then they say, hey, do you know what I should do? They ask their neighbors. They ask their friends. They ask their brother-in-law. What you need to do is ask an attorney, and you can do so free of charge. That's right. Our attorney, who is our traffic accident expert, our personal injury expert, John Fuller, is on referralist.com. Look him up. Fuller Law. Referralist.com, right? Or you can call him to get free advice when you need it the most. 303-597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. And he works on contingency only, no money up front, no money out of pocket.
What if you ever talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands. There's an art to this.
Oh my God. President Biden says he's praying for the right verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. Have you ever seen people get so into a trial? I've never seen this before.
Okay, something happened. What? I'm going to send you a link. I want you to read it. Fuck. You can't read it. You got to subscribe to this bullshit.
This is Bill Spear, General Manager.
I'm not subscribing.
They're trying to get you.
Colorado in both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring, lease the Lexus RX 350 all-wheel drive for only $439 per month. Visit Lexus at GreenwoodVillage.com or see us at our state-of-the-art facility at I-25 in Bellevue.
36-month lease with 10,000 miles per year and $39.99 drive-off, plus taxes and fees. No security deposit with above-average credit through Lexus Financial Services.
Ideal Home Loans has a program to fit you. They can help you with that consolidation.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were saving a grand total of $1,100 a month. We showed them how to pay $600 of that, apply it back to a mortgage. They are going to be completely debt-free, mortgage and all, in just over 12 years.
303-867-7000, 867-7000. Ideal HomeLoans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA and MLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45 Ideal.
Most of us love to make buying decisions based on.
You never got into boats at all, did you?
Company on the
Into us or boats? No.
I guess you really can't in Colorado. If you were in Florida or something.
No, I never did. I was always asked to go in on them and all that, and I was in Florida. Never.
Just not your deal.
I love the way they look, and I love
Do you
the
get
idea.
seasick?
No.
So why wouldn't you like?
More importantly,
Because I like aviation. It was one expensive hobby. Fucking boating was way more
I
expensive.
tried several different lawn services, but we went
And you get way less use.
and solved them.
Not if you're living like Fuller's got a beautiful fucking.
Yeah, but it's way less use. I mean, because people don't go anywhere with a boat.
Well, I mean, if you're into fishing or water
Yeah,
sports.
that's right.
But yeah, I know what you mean. You're not going to go just cruise around.
Are you looking for ways to burn your money again?
Thanks, Pete. That's quite a
Not, I wouldn't buy a boat here, but if we moved to Florida or somewhere, I definitely have a boat. No doubt about it. That would be my plan.
Research shows that people remember radio.
I'd never buy one here though. There's people out here that've got $300,000-$400,000 boats and they pop them into fucking, Cherry Creek and what's the other one down there? It's just insane.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition, so to help you remember, the Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance. You only pay for what you need. Here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center. This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
The high though is 35 degrees. That's 27 degrees colder than our normal high of 62. More snow showers on the way tomorrow, but fewer impacts.
I'm Fox 31 with a meteorologist bookstore. Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
God, it's going to be crazy when this verdict comes out, man.
See store for details.
Hi, Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's talk and see if we can help you. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is there for you. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. That's right. If you need anything with garage doors, go to that website and you'll see the prices, whether it's an opener or service or parts of an opener, and they have 24/7 emergency service as well. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So we got a scam call. Did you get the number from Kenneth?
I didn't even hear that, Tom. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Kenneth has a number for us on line 1. Now, Michael says he's part of a buying group. Michael, I know you didn't call about that particular thing about the buying group, but I would love to hear about it. So you say you're part of a buying group because it allows people to, is that like when there's a limit, buy one, or you can only buy 2, and then they go out and get people like you to buy them?
That's exactly right. And sometimes there's several out there. The one I'm calling about is called USA Buying Group, but there's others called Points Maker.
And so when you buy something, you do it with your own money?
Yes, you buy it with your own credit card. You'll buy it on Amazon or Dell or.
And then what? And then what is you? Then you send it to USA Buying Group.
Yep.
And then they pay you
directly to them.
And they pay you.
And they pay you after they receive you. After they receive
the same price, or you make a profit.
Sometimes you can make a profit, but most times it's not, or it's a small profit. Most times.
Well, then, if you don't make a profit, why are you doing it?
Sure. So you can get things like frequent flyer miles or points or hotel points. Sometimes you go through a portal and you make a couple percentage.
Oh, I get it.
Any get rich quick.
I get it.
Sometimes, people churners with credit cards. I don't do this, but sometimes people will apply for a new credit card, and that credit card will say, you get 100,000 points or miles after $5,000 spend. And these people don't have, $5,000 spend, so they'll go through the buying group to do their initial spend on their credit card bonus.
And you've always been reimbursed?
Yes, I've always been reimbursed. I've done it for about maybe 2 years now.
Wow,
I've always had pretty good luck. And there's other ones that do gold coins, gold or silver coins, with the U.S. Mint. Companies like PFS Buyers Club that I've never had problems with. They're, in all aspects, or to my knowledge, they were legitimate companies. But I'm having a real pickle that I'm hoping that you can help with.
What is it, Michael?
Yeah, so I bought several iPhones directly from Apple, and they were shipped to USA Buying Group's office there in Newark, Delaware. They say, we never got them. FedEx is saying, yes, we did drop them off. USA Buying Group saying, look, we have security cameras outside of our building at this day and time, and no iPhones were delivered. So, I basically, long story short, I'm trying to file a police report with the Newark, Delaware Police Department. Obviously the theft took place there. And believe it or not, I can't get anyone to file a police report.
Well, how many phones were supposedly delivered?
I ordered about 20 of them, believe it or not. And out of the 20, there was 12, or let's see, there was 13 missing. So
how does this buying group make money?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. Maybe they're selling them abroad, or I have no idea. That's never been my focus of what they're doing with these products.
Okay, so you bought 20, and how many showed up there?
Out of the 20, there was about 13 missing, so 7 of them showed up.
Well, then, okay, I'm a little confused because you said there was no one delivering on camera. How did some of them get there?
Well, I'm sorry, there was no one delivering on some of these missing packages. Obviously,
hold on. So the 20 were not supposedly put in one.
No, I'm sorry, Tom. No, they were separate packages.
All right, so the 13 that are missing. The 13 that are missing, are they claiming 13 packages did not arrive, or 5 packages, or how many?
No, they're claiming the one that had the most phones in it, and the one I'm having problems getting reimbursed on is 9 phones random. 9 iPhone 12.
And then what about the other 4? What about the other 4 phones? Were they in another package?
So the other 4, Apple has refunded me for those. I don't know. All
right, so right now, a package of 9 is missing.
A package of 9
is missing.
With $9,000 worth of iPhones is missing.
All right.
And so,
did you have it insured? Like, what did Apple send it to the buying group? Did you have it insured?
No, I didn't have it insured because remember, this is as if they're coming to my house. I mean, they're getting delivered for the first time. So there's no insurance when you buy something. It's just like as if you bought something on Amazon.
So if you tell Apple, well, forget about FedEx and everyone and the police, and you simply tell Apple you never got them.
I did do that, Tom. And not only did I say not got them, but please report these as stolen. You should have the ability to check.
Does Apple show a tracking number for that package?
Yes. They sure do. They show a tracking number, and it says it was delivered on a particular date and time.
Okay, and that date and time, hold on, and that date and time has no footage showing people there.
That's correct.
Did you look at the tracking number?
Yes, I did, of course.
And when you gave that tracking number to U.S. Buying Group, what did they say?
They say, we looked at the number, we looked at the date and time that they say it's delivered. We have security footage of that date and time, and nothing was delivered. So I don't know if this
and by the way, FedEx has lied before when it comes to me. I've seen them lie.
Exactly.
I mean, they've lied. They've out and out lied. Now, I like FedEx, but they've lied. Very minor lies. For example, handed it to such and such, and they handed it to no one. They left it on the driveway.
That's right, Tom. And I've discovered that I haven't personally had issues with them, but now in this matter, just researching it, sounds like there's wide scale
contest the credit cards,
fraud and abuse, but a lot of issues. Right.
Well, what is FedEx? Okay, did you call FedEx?
Yes. I called FedEx and I filed a claim with them, and they're saying they're investigating. And in some cases, they must have found some kind of fraud and abuse because Apple has refunded me for 4 of those other phones. The ones that they're not reimbursing me for is the package with 9 phones. And so I said to Apple, look, you can see if someone's used these. When the rioters were breaking into the Apple stores, Apple was saying, hey, don't bother using these. We can track these. Well, I said, well, track these phones, see if someone's using them.
Right, that's exactly right. How long ago, when were they supposedly delivered?
They were supposedly delivered 4 weeks ago. I've been dealing with this now for a month now. And, it's to the point where my payments due on my credit card, where I've disputed this, but the credit card company, and they're saying we need a police report, and so that's kind of my dilemma.
Right, I get it, and you don't have a police report because you can't get a hold of anybody in Newark, Delaware.
No,
Newark.
I can get into contact with them. I've talked to them yesterday, and I'm going to tell you a funny story. I just got off the phone with them earlier this morning. I talked to a corporal, nice guy, but it seems like no one wants to do their job. I'm saying, look, the crime is obviously there. So yesterday when I called, I gave him the address. He said, I was in the area yesterday, so I happened to go by that building. He said, there's no company sign that says USA Buying Group. And he said, we did notice a suspicious Latino male outside in his car. So I asked him, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm waiting for packages from FedEx. And I said, well, isn't this suspicious? And he said, well, the guy said he was paid by USA Buying Group to wait.
Okay, listen, man. Okay, you're not going to like what I have to say, but this is exactly the earmark of a scam. And I know you say you weren't scammed. I swear to God. But listen. If there's no business there, this is what they do. Let me explain this to you, man, because as much as you were part of something you didn't even know about. Please hold on. I'm going to give you the complete breakdown of how it works. Hang on. Now I know. After you told me that, I know what's happening.
I know exactly what's happening. He's a mule. These guys are mules. Mark, he is sending phones legitimately. He is. They're not burning this guy. They're not burning this guy. They're burning the people they sell them to.
I think they're burning this guy.
No, this guy.
Well, he did get burned. He's missing. He
I
paid for
know,
9
but
phones.
the reason they haven't burned him for 2 years, there's a reason for it.
Another crash in the backups eastbound I-70 at York. Left lane blocked there as well. That's back in
What's the name of his buying group?
So watch out for that. Those are the only
USA.
crashes on or off the highway at this time. Good news, that earlier wreck eastbound.
But I'll tell you, I mean, I know how it works, Mark. I swear to God.
Slowly getting back up to speed in that stretch. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be sunny today, chilly though, a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 25. Right now, a few clouds above and 27. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists.
Get a price on the phone for your granite or quartz or marble project. If you have countertops that you need, call theartofgranite.com. They'll let you buy all your material wholesale through them, or you can buy it anywhere you want. They fabricate it and install it. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and they haul out and all of the old stuff free. So here's what you do. Get your price on the phone today from Mitch Floria at The Art of Granite, theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
One of the finest companies I know, Excel Roofing, the way they do business, the ownership and the management, from the top down, they believe in excellence, hence the name Excel Roofing. First of all, they will never trick you into anything like signing a blank contract or saying we'll take care of whatever your insurance wants to take care of. When it comes to roofing, they believe you need to be fully informed, so they give you a full contract with everything that needs to be done, and then they will fight with your insurance company to get what you need if it comes to that. And then you don't pay a dime, not one dime, to get them on the job and to finish that job. Then, only if you're 100% happy, you pay. And by the way, they don't even have a cancellation penalty because they know that they will earn your trust, your business, and your loyalty. That's Excel Roofing. 303-761-6400. Whether it be a repair or whether it be a major replacement, keep them in mind, especially with the storms coming. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
It's an app that takes insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Work Week, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
Hi, Dan Zucchini with Dunright. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and need a replacement windows and doors. Spring and home show season is the best time to get your new look going in your home. Unfortunately, nearly every home show in the state for this time of year has been canceled. What about that, Todd? Well, Dad, let's bring the home shows to them. Right in your home, we'll lay out our tried-and-true methods and products, actual cabinet style and color selections, our countertop options, all of the updated looks to get that shower replaced, and an awesome digitally interactive window and door design process. And we'll bring the show savings right to you also. Folks, when you book your full project now for select install dates, you'll enjoy our traditional 8% home show savings. Call and check us out. Whether it's a kitchen, bath, some counters or floors, or even replacement windows and doors, Dad, as always, you have our word will treat you right at Denver. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
I know what it's like to live with pain, and I know what it's like to get relief. At 67, I'm living my best life. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. You can too with ColoradoPainCare.com. The latest evidence-based treatments, nerve blocks, steroids, spinal cord stents, massage, physical therapy, and more, all with proven results.
Jeez, I don't know, man.
Well, local doctors.
Buying clubs, I'm just reading about them.
No, but this one, I know what it's doing. I know what it's doing, Mark. I know exactly especially when he said he was waiting for a package. I know exactly what's going on. I mean, I swear to God.
But he orders them from, say, Best Buy or wherever, and they ship directly to the buying club. So he's not waiting for any packages.
They're not shipping to the buying club. They're shipping to a fucking bogus address. This mule picks it up and then forwards it to somewhere else. Okay? So they can never trace who's getting the phones. They get the fucking phones, okay? And then they sell those phones. These guys never pay for the fucking phones, okay? These guys, what they do is they have dozens of people like this guy they keep on the hook. Then they pop them for 10 grand. They're always popping people for 10 grand. Always. Always. And they have a track record of paying. And that gets more people involved. And then they have, okay, this guy's been going for a year, boom, they pop him. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Listen, I know that he's not going to believe it, and I'll tell you why. Because it is designed the way it is so people get hooked. And I'm going to explain it to Michael, and if he buys it, that's great. If he doesn't, there's nothing I can do about it. In fact, you can find YouTube videos about this all day long, all right? And here's the way it works. Michael was recruited. Now, this is my theory. Michael was recruited to buy iPhones and other things and to have them shipped to a buying club. The buying club he has it shipped to is a bogus address. At that bogus address, there's a mule waiting who is hired by the scammer, and they're paid. They pick up packages. They take them and forward them to somewhere else. Therefore, there's a break in the connection, an air break, because people usually go to that address and don't find anything. They get people like Michael to do the buying, and they groom them by paying them and reimbursing them. Michael then says, this is cool, man. I'm actually buying phones, being reimbursed for them. I'm getting miles. I'm getting this. I'm getting that. So Michael might even mention it to a friend who also starts doing it. What they do is they groom people by usually it's only a few months they pay you. But if you were going for 2 years, all the better. Then they pop you for 10 grand. It's always about 10 grand. And they routinely and arbitrarily pick buyers to pop. So once they get you groomed, they pop you for 10 grand. They constantly have new buyers that they're grooming, and they keep the supply of phones coming that they resell, and then they constantly pop people for 10 grand. And they might pop 10 at a time. So therefore, they're making 100 grand. But the thefts are reported to bogus addresses. Police don't know what to do about it, as evidenced in your case, and therefore the scam continues. In fact, they might even move that phantom address to another building. They usually use vacant buildings or buildings that are simply there. And then they have a guy waiting for the FedEx, and the FedEx shows up, and I'll tell you how you know it's a scam. If the police tell you there is no business there, and they told you there was a camera that shows no delivery, they're lying to you, Michael. And they're lying to you because now they got... Go ahead.
Well, and Tom, and I'll preface by saying, I'm not going to do this again. I had no idea. I thought these were kind of legitimate companies that had offices. Obviously, through this discovery process, I found out that
First of all, Michael, it didn't even make sense to me when you said it's for when people have limits. Well, if they had limits, how were you able to buy them? In other words, you give me one good reason why this buying club would not buy 18 phones from Apple, and you did. Why didn't they do it?
Well, I know there are buying limits with some things.
No, I'm asking you, Michael. Michael, if there was a buying limit, you didn't run into the buying limit, so why couldn't they buy 18 phones?
Well, I imagine that they have, and they want more.
Okay, I guarantee you right now, I can buy as many phones as I want from Apple, and there's no buying limit.
And that might be the case. Most of the time that they do these, Tom, is when there's deeply discounted sales going on. So
it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm saying, listen, I don't believe what you're saying, but I believe you. Man. I believe that you believe it. But this whole model, this entire model of having a drop and a mule go pick it up, have you looked it up? Yep. Look online. This one guy online documented the entire thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing with you, and I completely agree with you.
Now, what do we do about it? Okay, what we should at least do, we should at least do is get a police report going, and that's where we can get involved and call this police department and say, look, give this guy a break.
Why don't you handle it through your credit card company?
Mark, he just said he will, but he needs a police report. That's the whole reason he's calling us.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
The credit card.
You tell your credit. You already talked to him. You tell him you know nothing about it. I have no idea who charges, where they charged it. Someone stole my car and did it. That's what I'm saying.
Because he already said he was complicit. Now that he talked to them,
I never would lie.
Right. Now that
I would never lie to any party.
Okay, good, Michael. But now that you're complicit in this scam, you did truly get burned because the phones never showed up. So you need a police report to that effect. Perhaps we can help you. Maybe we have Deputy Doc contact the police and try to offer a police report. But let me tell you something. This is a major problem. Okay? You just heard it live on the air, this guy getting popped. You better spread it around, Michael. These buying groups, it's a bunch of crap, okay? Now, Suzanne, what?
Tom, apparently it's a way for the purchaser to get a bunch of points and credit on their credit cards, if they're making these big purchases.
I know that. That's his incentive, right?
Yeah, it's just odd.
But it's still scam. It's a scam. That's how they entice buyers to buy.
Do you think they're all scams?
Yeah,
or I do. Mostly
No,
scams?
I think they are. Because really, there's no... You know why? Because there's no legit reason why a company has you buy stuff for them. There's no legit reason. And here's the other thing. Check out the drop address. That's what's going to tell you. You go on and have somebody literally, physically check it out. As soon as he said, the police officer said, there's no evidence of a business here, and there's a guy outside in a car waiting for FedEx packages, that's the mule. You got the whole scam right there. Right there, the whole scam. Now, we have a bunch of updates from Smarty Marty. We also have people who need, for example, I just need to know something. Craig, what's the idea that you have for the assessments people are being assessed for the insurance loss, and it's after they move in? Go ahead. And they can't get coverage for it. Craig?
Hey, here's a thought. Can the buyer, the existing owner, contact the seller and have them file a claim with their insurance company?
No, they can't, Craig, because
we asked that. There's no interest.
There's no insurable interest because they don't live there. And if they don't live there, they can't get reimbursed for a loss.
All right. Well, it was just a thought.
And Craig, it was a good thought. Suze had the thought yesterday, and then Mark had that thought when it came up a couple of weeks ago. And Compass says, no, if you don't live there, you don't go back in time. Now, if you were still living there, if they were still there and still owned it, they could. And then they could sell it.
But then it wouldn't matter. Well, unless they changed insurance companies.
Right. But what I'm saying is they could go back in time and do it, get the money, and then sell the place. But once they sell it, they lost their ability to do that. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Tell your smart device to play.
After calling in, he was still trying to think it was a problem with FedEx. He's a fucking moron. And then what was his comment? He'd never lie to anybody.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic
Well,
Center, good news.
poor guy.
Crash eastbound I-70 at York. That's just been cleared out of the way. Still residual backups.
I don't even think he still realizes what happened, Tom.
Crash eastbound I-70 at Monaco. The left lane.
Is this mine or yours?
So watch out for those delays.
It's not mine.
Off
Okay,
highway,
absolutely
got a couple
sure.
crashes coming
I have
down.
a black
Look out for wreck in Colorado and Florida. Police are on the scene. And a crash on the westbound side of Isla at Havana causing delays as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Sunny today, chilly though. A high
Newark, that you will reach out to them and see if we can at least get a police report going for you on what's happened thus far. Sure, and then if we're able to help get you resolved or get you moving forward, we would love it if you could come on and just update Tom. Thanks, Michael. Sending it to him now. I'm assuming he'll be in touch shortly. Perfect. Bye.
Okay, you can go to a webinar and find out all about this guaranteed investment of 4% return, tax-free, and how to keep it tax-free. It's called Become the Banker. Joe Tiano's been doing this for years and years, and people have never been burned and have always gotten their money, 100% of it, and it's a retirement plan as well. BecomeTheBanker.org to find out about the next webinar or call 303-779-6600. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, will do free market valuations of your home for the asking. That's 303-920-1622. What is a market valuation? It really outlines what your home will bring on the open market, and he bases it on real experience and hundreds of homes. No one else can do that for you, and it's way better than an online guest like Zillow. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
The Good Assassin's Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story.
You realize last time I played racquetball, not only did I beat the guy that can beat us in slacks and Dan, Dan didn't win one game. I shit you not. It was just me and him. The time before that, I got him. It was either 3-3.
Why is Dan going downhill?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's what I asked him, and I wasn't kidding.
If you've ever sold a home,
you get vaccinated.
You know it's a hassle. From the prep work.
He did get vaccinated.
That's it, right there.
What if I told you there was a...
He actually looks a little uglier, too.
Well, go to
and I know what you're thinking. How is that possible? It is.
Then list your old home once you're all moved out. That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best possible price, Orchard can also handle making repairs or updates, so your home is list ready. Joe, a recent Orchard client, said, with Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000 less and got asking price on our old one.
So, want to hear something funny? I haven't sold it yet, but I think I'm going to be able to sell it for a little more than I paid for it. I'm telling you, the car market is wild right now. And her old Elantra is fucking gorgeous. I say old, it's less than 2 years old.
Again, Orchard.com.
It's still got 20,000 miles bumper to bumper. Perfect fucking condition. It's got all the safety features. It's got a sunroof. It's fucking beautiful.
Thanks to record low interest rates, your buying power is stronger
Good.
than ever. Ideal Home Loans can walk you through the whole process and make it fast, simple, and easy.
Well, yeah, it's just like your daughters.
867-7000. Be sure to ask about our 3-week closing guarantee, where we will underwrite and bring your loan ahead so that you can go out in this competitive market and make an offer that's like making it cash. Call us today to get caught up in the bidding war. But Ideal Home Loans.
I will say this: I was pissed off at McDonald's not coming through, so I bought it from Arapahoe, the fucking no frills store. Coffee's 50 cents, but they beat the shit out of the price, man. Beat the shit out of it. You know what McDonald's said? And I believe them. They had one in stock, one of the night edition, one. Fucking, they had 12. Arapahoe.
At ZipRecruiter,
Beat them by over $2,000.
ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience.
There's no loyalty in fucking cars. None.
You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
When is this fucking bird
ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes, at BioLife Plasma Services. Your plasma is desperately needed to create life-changing medicines to help treat people.
I always thought hunger strikes were kind of odd, didn't you?
Right now. And when you donate plasma at BioLife, you can earn up to $1,000 in your first month as a token of appreciation for your time. So please, become a donor at BioLife. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have a bunch of updates from Smarty Marty, Deputy Smarty Marty. Let's take one at a time here. Marty, what do you got going on, man?
Hi. Well, we got Amber, who was paid $1,400 cash for some custom tires, and she got her money back, believe it or not.
Now, what was that situation? She paid for the tires, but they didn't have them in, right? Something like that?
No, the owner absconded with her money.
Oh, that's right. The ones that ordered. That's what I said. She paid for tires, and they were supposedly ordered and did not come in, but really, this guy probably took the money, right?
Right.
What happened?
That's what we think. Well, that's what the story was, and every day the manager said the tires are coming. I mean, that was his excuse that he was giving Amber every single day. And ultimately, she filed a police report, and she filed small claims, and she took both the report and the receipt of the small claims to the manager, and she said, "I want my money by the end of the day." And then she left.
We should really let people know about this place because this can't be the only one.
It sounds like the manager was in cahoots too.
Anyway, let's say this was Wheel and Tire World, right?
Yeah, Wheel and Tire World. That's correct. And Amber reports that a couple hours later, the cash was delivered to her.
Good.
The cash plus the filing.
That is great news, man. That is great news.
What did you make of the manager? Do you think he was part of the whole deal or what?
I can't tell. He was evasive. He kept telling me that he ordered it, and he's blaming the supplier. And I said, God, this. How do you stay in business? How do you keep using the same supplier for business if this is how they treat you?
All right, let's move on now. You say you have some others. Yeah.
We have Greg, who a few months ago claimed that Amazon truck damaged his driveway.
Yes.
And they offered him $159 for the shrubs only. And I wrote an email to corporate, and corporate called Greg that same day. They sent out an adjuster, and they gave him $2,000.
That's amazing.
Holy smokes.
That's amazing. Holy crap. That is really good. And, okay, so let's get to that. I can't believe, though, that you got, such a reaction.
I can't believe he only got $2,000.
Anyway, so what happened?
Well,
we're just kidding, man.
He negotiated the $2,000. He first asked for more, and then they were going back and forth, and he settled for $2,000.
We're just kidding.
Okay,
it was a joke, Marty.
Okay.
Keep going.
Well, I can't tell with Mark sometimes, you know. So the Volmans yesterday were taken by Big O. They broke the engine, according to Paul, who was a second opinion. So I called Big O, spoke to the manager, and he said he put in an insurance claim for it.
This is the one where they somehow caught the dipstick in the oil pan when they put it back together. It was so stupid. Okay.
Correct. And he was pleasant to me. He didn't deny any responsibility. He just says, I just filed a report. I just filed with my insurance company.
Okay, so basically you feel the insurance. What if the insurance turns it down?
I don't know, but according to Paul, when I called back Paul and I told him what it was, he says that means they're going to pay. And I also called my mechanic, who is in Boca, who also helped me with this case because he speaks Russian. The Volmans are Russian, and he helped translate for me. And he said that means they're going to pay.
If they turn it in, if it was their fault, like the dipstick thing, if they turn it into their insurance or their garage keepers, it's called, they'll definitely pay out.
So that's what he claims he did. He put it into his insurance.
You're kicking ass, Marty. No kidding.
Yeah, we have to take a break now. We can come back with more. Anyway, I'm Tom Martino. We have problems on and off the air that we take care of. We urge you to call in 303-713-TALK. We'll get to all of you right after this.
303-713-8255.
Aunt, you look like you got COVID. Did you get COVID?
She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates in the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son...
Oh, I love Excel.
...the edge of dental implant
I love them.
Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental...
You love Excel?
I fucking do.
Excel.
Roofing. They came out, they cleaned my gutters. My gutters are like fucking brand new again. You gotta understand. Well, you know, I got pine trees everywhere. My gutters are fucking horrible. And there is no way I'm getting up on some of the slopes on there. I considered sending my kids, but that could cost me money.
Go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Kaylee Martin. President Biden at the White House addressing the Derek Chauvin murder trial of George Floyd for the first time since the case went to the jury.
Praying the verdict is a great verdict.
Hey, Marion, you guys clean my gutters, and I'm not content. So does that mean I don't pay a cent?
Police in Minneapolis and other cities around the country...
Can I give you a credit card?
...ahead of the verdict. Russian opposition leader...
You gotta tell Jay I said I'm not content, so I'm not paying.
He was dying. Navalny says he's suffering, but is downplaying the dire prognosis.
Yeah, hold on here.
They say his health has deteriorated since he went on a hunger strike a few weeks ago. A study published out of Britain suggests getting too little sleep in your middle-aged years could increase the risk of dementia. Researchers found people 50 years and up who slept 6 hours or less a night were 30% more likely to develop dementia.
1678 3701 0425 706. Same as the house, 80116. Thank you.
Netanyahu walks around with face the Speaker of the Parliament and surely thinks Netanyahu's latest plan to power holding a direct vote for Prime Minister. As the world starts to emerge from the pandemic, the International Energy Agency predicts a major surge in carbon dioxide emissions. Agency officials think kind of like passive aggressive and.
They say carbon dioxide will rise by the second largest annual environmental record. Officials say it's much faster for the surge into the cold in Asia.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often
What's the nature of the work that you do?
online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. I mostly know what you're talking about. So, Rose, let me stop you right there just real quick. So, sounds like there's a harassment charge at your supervisor and a coworker. It sounds like they're investigating that. So that would be the proper steps. What were you hoping we could help you with? Okay. Sure. Yes. Gotcha. Yeah. And then you have to go back and deal with that. Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, I understand that. It's pretty hard to. What, they have no windows?
I can't believe they didn't fucking sequester.
I know.
How stupid is that?
I have no idea why either.
In sports and Denver Nuggets beat the Memphis Grizzlies in double overtime. Final score 130.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, that's a good point. Why didn't they? They finally sequestered when they went into deliberation. So they're secure. Yeah, they're sequestered as of yesterday or whatever.
Then they wouldn't have heard that.
No, that was over the weekend. Yeah, they would have heard it. She did it over the weekend.
I don't just heard about it.
I have no idea, man.
Are you sure it wasn't yesterday?
Yeah, no, it was over the weekend. I think it was Saturday or Sunday.
Oh.
They weren't sequestered till after yesterday because of arguments ended.
I think they're always, aren't they always? No.
No, but what I don't get is what you just said. Why wasn't the whole fucking thing sequestered? I mean, what is it, some hotel rooms? I mean, is it a budget thing? What is it?
With something this important.
And then, to be honest, even if they did do that, it's not like what are they going to do, take away their cell phones, you know? Maybe that's the whole deal right there on sequestering anybody for a trial. How do you do it these days? You can't. I mean, you can't. Could you actually go 3 weeks without, looking at your cell phone?
Job in jeopardy, bills unpaid, all
of course not.
For which there's no vaccination. But you can get relief, tax relief, from Larson Tax Relief. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martin. My friends Ron and Jack Larson and their team of tax experts can help you emerge from this slow recovery with the best possible tax code.
Okay, so
the IRS has non-returned tax for only non-filing. The good news,
God damn it,
specializes in emergency and long-term tax relief. They guarantee you will be satisfied with the care and services provided. And they're headquartered right here in Colorado. Call now for a free consultation. 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON tax. Or LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844-LARSON-TAX.
The Ribble Group sells homes faster and for the most money. Go to Gaye, spelled G-A-Y-E, HasTheBuyers.com.
Hey, this is Dave Kaplis. Thanks for listening to Tom Martino. Join me this afternoon at 4 for your ride home, and all you have to say is, Alexa, play 630 KHOW.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
All right, gentlemen, about 10 seconds. You're back in.
Just hit this nationwide keyword on our website. Spring. That's spring. Enter it now at KHOW.com. Keep listening to win with a 12K a day giveaway. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are rocking and rolling for you, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life just a little easier. That's what we do each and every day here. This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovations.com. Remember, with Renew Home, you get a beautiful new shower or tub or shower tub combination. They get them the next day from your meeting, and they start work right then, and they have 90% of it
all in stock, ready to go. You can have it in just 2 or 3 days, complete. A beautiful, beautiful new custom shower, American Standard by Renew Home Innovations. They have visualization software so you can see it. By the way, they're also hiring, if you're a contractor, you want to help, even those who need an apprentice, they're training. But Renew Home Innovations, the finest, beautiful bathrooms at a budget, special discounts for seniors and veterans, 303-904-2000. 904-2000, RenewHomeInnovations.com. I want to keep going here. We have a lot to follow up on, but Andrew's got a question he's been waiting a while on diminished value. I'm going to take him and then back to our deputies for follow-ups. Andrew, what is your diminished value question?
Yes, so I just recently purchased a vehicle online, and kind of one of the big points that they were touting about the selling points on the vehicle was that it had a clean Carfax record. There were no accidents.
And did you verify that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So I guess my question, thinking about this, is that it seems that now a lot of times they're basing the value off of the Carfax. So let's say if you were in a car accident and it was caused by somebody else, it was somebody else's fault, and it was a substantial wreck.
Yeah.
And so it seems that the insurance now, what they're doing is they're just trying to make you whole by repairing the vehicle. But later on, as you go to sell the vehicle down the road, and that shows up on the Carfax, and then you're actually losing some of the value on reselling it later on.
That's right, Andrew. We've discussed this a lot on this show. It's called diminished value. And something you need to know about diminished value. Many times you have a policy that if your policy is paying, like collision coverage, it won't allow you to make a diminished value claim.
It's illegal in this state.
What do you mean illegal?
You cannot have it in a contract in this state with your own insurance company.
Oh, okay.
Maybe illegal's not the correct word, but you cannot have it in a contract with your insurance company in the state of Colorado.
You can't have what?
A diminished value claim against your own company.
Okay. I thought it was a matter of contract. I didn't know you couldn't have it. All I know is this. Sometimes your contract denies you a diminished value claim, period, no matter what, okay? So if your contract denies you a diminished value claim, you can't have a diminished value claim, right? Sometimes the law doesn't allow you. In some states, you can't even sue the other guy for diminished value because it's not allowed, even though it's a real loss. So I guess the point is this. When you have a problem with the value of your car, if it's not covered by your insurance, you just have to eat it. Can you get Compass Insurance on? We asked this a million times. I just want to clarify it. I want to be absolutely sure. Can you get them on? I just want to know about a matter of contract in Colorado. Do you have insurance? If you do, you have two types of insurance. You have collision. Well, you have more than two, but collision covers your car. Liability covers the other. Your coverage for collision coverage may exclude diminished value. Have you looked at yours?
I have not.
Okay. But you're right. Diminished value is a true loss. Now, the older the car, the less exotic the car, the less the damages. As your car gets older, diminished value diminishes. Diminished value is most prevalent on newer cars and on exotic cars especially. Even a small fender bender with an exotic car can have devastating effects on the value because people are crazy. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, and they just get crazy about it. If you have a Ferrari that just literally has a fender bender and they can fix it perfectly and the frame was never involved, it can cost you up to a third of the value of that car. I mean, it's astounding how much, even though the car could be fixed perfectly. But I do want to try to get a clarification on the law and diminished value in Colorado, because I just don't recall it being, it could be, I just never gave it a thought. So let's find out. Deputy Doc, you have an update?
Hey,
What's
Tom.
going on? Yes, sir.
So I don't know if you guys might remember, we had a guy that called up because the transmission on his Ford van wasn't working, and it was. Remember, I called a bunch of times. Finally, got it covered under warranty. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. I usually do. But anyway, what was wrong with this Ford? What was wrong with the transmission?
The transmission had to be totally replaced, and finally we got Ford and the.
But why wouldn't they cover it to begin with, Doc? Why wouldn't they cover it?
Because I don't. There was a question of whether or not the transmission was really needed repair or needed to be replaced.
Okay, fine.
But in any case, he got the transmission replaced.
Great.
And then he called me yesterday. His van was hit and totaled. So now his question is, if he accepts, he's not happy with what the other person's insurance is paying him for the van. He wants to know, and I didn't know the answer to this, if he accepts the payment from this woman's insurance company, is he precluded from suing her for the difference of what he thinks it's worth?
Only if the settlement says that.
Yeah, if they sign a release, Doc.
So it depends on the settlement. If he takes the money and there's no... Usually, though, insurance companies will never settle without full and final settlement. So that's the answer. And just because he thinks it's worth more doesn't make it worth more. It could be.
I understand that.
It could be, but it doesn't necessarily make it worth more. But in any case, he is allowed to enter into that like a replaced transmission would give it more value. There are some things that give it more value. And so he just has to make sure he's getting the proper value. Again, this is a common problem, Doc, with people. They don't like what they're offered on a totaled vehicle. Yes.
For that, there is that company out of Texas that seems to do a good job on the value. We
Petty
can look
Details.
at it. That's them.
PettyDetails.com, is it, or what?
I think it's Petty Details LLC or Diminished Value Experts.
It's like $100, $200. He'll give you a full report.
I think it's $3 something, but whatever it is, it's from beginning to end. It gives you what you need to fight your claim.
Diminished value against your own insurance company, real quick. I just thought of this, and this is coming from the John Fuller in me. If you were hit by someone that had no insurance or underinsured, I'd be curious when you sue your own insurance company, which you kind of are doing, if you could go after diminished value under those circumstances.
As an economic loss. As an economic loss is what you're saying.
Yes, but that would be against your own insurance company. I wonder if Compass will know the answer to that.
Well, we got Brian Burns on right now. Is he on? Line 6 or wherever?
4. Sorry,
4.
Tom.
Hey, Brian, I want to clarify something. Diminished value, the diminished value, is what it is, okay? After an accident, your car's worth less than if it never had an accident.
Right.
Do most policies in Colorado exclude it?
Yes.
So if you have a policy of your own, there is no diminished value allowed.
Almost, yeah. I mean, it's not uniform. I mean, there's certain companies you can buy that coverage, but you're right. It's safe to say that most policies do not have that.
Now, can you put a rider on it?
Again, there's very, very few companies that have a rider for it, but if they do, then, there's an extra premium for it.
So it's a matter of contract whether or not it's covered, but most companies do not cover it. What about if you're going after the other company? Of course you can, right?
Of course, yes. And that's, if someone else is the one that caused the accident, you absolutely can get diminished value. And that's why sometimes you want to try to go after their insurance instead of trying to use your own.
I don't think you'd know about the pain.
If you're hit by an uninsured motorist and you have uninsured coverage and there's forget about medical, but just your car's messed up, could you actually go after your own insurance company under that?
No, because that's what's covering your car is still collision. It's not uninsured motorist.
Yeah, there is uninsured property damage, but that's very few and far between, right?
Well, that's only if you have liability. I mean, you can put that on. You can't have uninsured motorist property damage and collision.
Got it.
So, yeah.
But, okay, I get it. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
All right, 30 seconds. I do home loans and Lazera.
When you hire the professionals at Certipro Painters, painting is the perfect way to renew and refresh the home you love. You can
Yeah, but like you said, some states purely don't allow it, like Arizona. I didn't know which ones, but you just simply can't do it there.
Even if you fucking have a Ferrari, some asshole.
No, I'm saying even if you bought specific coverage from someone saying they cover it.
You can't buy it there, and
because you can't go after someone.
I don't know about that. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. If you want a loan, get it at Ideal, and you're guaranteed for your interest rate. So if rates go down, they will refinance you free of charge. You also have other things like pick your own term loan. You can pick, you don't have to go back to 15 or 30. You can pick any term in between. So think about that. And then think about pre-approval, like a cash deal. It's absolutely, positively approved up to a certain amount. You just have to have a house that appraises, and you get a loan. It's like buying with cash. Think about that. IdealHomeLoans.com. The interest rate guarantee, the pick your own term loan, and the pre-approval, all from IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. 3-867-7000. The worst time to shop for an attorney is when you need an attorney. I'm serious. If you're in trouble, you're charged with a crime, especially something like a DUI. Can you imagine flipping through the phone book or going through your cell phone or going online and trying to find an attorney? It's a bad time to do it. I've done the shopping for you. Joe Lazara is the guy. He will give you a tenacious defense. He's on the referral list. You can look him up. Joseph Lazara, Joe Lazara. Or you can call him, and he does flat rate pricing. Don't ever try to do it alone. 3-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
I think I was right. Listen to this. Ready? Yeah. In the state of Colorado, you have 2 years after an accident to file for a diminished value claim. In order to file for the claim, you must not be the at-fault party. So I don't know how that would possibly
happen. That's for sure. You can't be at fault.
Well, I'm saying if you crash your own car, your own insurance company couldn't do it according to that. Even if they had a rider.
If you're at fault.
Yeah. Right. Well, isn't that what that guy was saying?
No. I don't think that's what he was saying. He just wanted to know about diminished value. You can never, I mean, if you're at fault, okay, if you're at fault, your collision will cover you if you don't have.
But it will not cover diminished value.
No, because it was your fault. Right. But I thought that was logical. But I don't even know why that would be in the law. That's in most policies. If you're, for example, if you're at fault, like for underinsured, you can't fucking do anything. You don't get underinsured coverage if you're at fault.
No, of course.
Even if they're not insured.
No. My only thing is, why would anybody, if you cause the accident, you can't go after diminished value.
Of course not.
So why would they even sell a rider saying that you could. If you
because it's for when somebody hits you and you fucking have diminished value. Because those assholes, rather than fight with them, you can put in a claim. Or
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'll tell you another way. If you're in an accident.
But in reality, your insurance company is supposed to make you whole. And when they don't fucking pay that diminished value, they're not making you whole. They should fucking pay it. They really should pay it.
Well, if it's a matter of contract, I think they can. So I don't see where the law can interfere with a private contract. I don't see what law you're reading.
Well, I'm not. I'm reading. Local Colorado diminished value expert so and so.
What would happen is your insurance company would fight you probably, saying, "Hey, it's your fucking fault." I think that's what they're saying, but I don't know, man. If you have that coverage, I think it would be pretty hard for them to deny it.
Mountain IV Medics, hydration, immunosupport, migraines, general wellness.
Like if you purposely, not purposely, but you're at fault, you're negligent, you shouldn't profit from that.
Yeah, but you're not profiting. They're still just making you whole. There's no, it's a real deal.
Well, I don't believe that guy then. Then I don't believe it. I think if you have the coverage, you get the coverage. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know.
What I do know is I didn't think there was anything in the law about diminished value in Colorado. In Arizona, supposedly there is. I never saw the law, but I heard that you can't, even if, like I said, some asshole runs into you, you can't sue them.
You can't go after them.
That's what I heard.
Even though they're not making you whole, isn't it odd?
Let me see, Arizona. Maybe that's, you can't go over Arizona. Diminished value.
State cited a lack of product availability to consumers, especially towards kids. Despite the Broncos announcing they would not attend voluntary off-season workouts, quarterback Drew Lock and more than a dozen players showed up.
Arizona diminished value. Here it is.
And the Rockies will begin their quick.
Oh no, they have appraisals for it in Arizona, so that's not it.
At Mercedes-AMG,
right here in Arizona. Start your Arizona diminished claim.
Here's one that says states that don't pay diminished value claims.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking to see what states it says.
Mercedes-AMG driving performance.
Hey, this is Dave Kaplis. Thanks for listening.
This says the same thing. A diminished value claim depends on these factors. What state you live in, who is at fault, whether you're at fault, and whether the driver has insurance. I don't know what that one, you can still sue him for it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Ken, you gave us this number for this firefighters thing. They're raising money, and we're going to call them, okay? You there? I don't think Ken's there. It doesn't matter.
Oh, dang it.
We can call him anyway. It doesn't matter. I want to see what they say. Now, if it starts to be legit, what we'll do is we'll take it. I don't know. They say if they're legit, they're going to want the publicity. That's the way I put it. No harm, no foul. He said they called for the firefighters fund. Everybody wants to give to firefighters, right? All right. Hello?
You've reached the Firefighters Fundraising Office. Leave your name and your number, and we'll call you back as soon as we can. Have a great day.
That didn't sound like no fire. Here's the problem. Anybody can call themselves anything. They call themselves a firefighters fund. What makes them a firefighters fund? Nothing makes them a firefighters fund. The thing that makes them a firefighters fund, they say they are, but where does the money go? We have no idea. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so you got a problem, question, or complaint, we now have open lines. We can get right to you. And I also have some stuff I want to bring up. I got to find them right here. Go ahead, Mom.
I bought a new car, and I didn't buy it from McDonald Hyundai. Can you believe it? They wouldn't beat the price of Arapahoe, and I beat Arapahoe up a lot, but I did it.
Okay, now, here's the thing. We have, Suzanne, what is this thing we got about people getting this is property tax breaks for COVID? You sent this to me, and I don't understand it at all, but it was sent from Ed Tomlinson. Do you recall sending that to me?
I remember sending that to you. Do you want me to call him about it?
Yeah, I do. Property owners have 2 years to file. It says, what is this? In some circumstances, this should also apply to properties adversely affected by the eviction moratorium. But my concern is publishing this there would be more tenants that... Okay, hold on. The Colorado Division of Property Taxation, I'm asking her department to send new abatement guidelines on this issue to assessors. But he's got no response. He is claiming the assessors have used income... Oh, listen to this. This is what he's saying. Ed Tomlinson, by the way, is one of our property tax experts. He's saying assessors use the income valuation method for decades on commercial property. Therefore, once they've been hit by COVID, you can't value the property for people not paying rent like they used to. This is technically unfair, meaning the property is worth way less if not earning the same rents. Now,
when it comes to property taxes.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. Ed, did you think of this or did you read about it somewhere? Ed Tomlinson, real estate broker. Did you think this up?
No. I honestly understand the property assessment system. And then I realized that this was probably something that we could do. I reread the manuals, and sure enough, there was all kinds of information in there to allow me to protest.
Okay, so you can protest commercial property, meaning your rentals, if people are withholding rent.
I'm not talking about rent. I'm talking about, in part, yes, on the rent. But more specifically, if you have a commercial property that was adversely affected by the virus, meaning you didn't receive any rent, or you had to close your business.
Right, or more people are not renewing their leases.
There's all kinds of reasons, and you're right, Tom. There's lots of technical reasons.
Right.
So when they used to, so right now, when they currently, let's say like my Goodyear I had in Denver, I own the building, I own the business. The business, when I had an evaluation done of the property, they actually took into account how much I was generating off the business, which became the value of the overall property, and that's what I was taxed on. Now, if during COVID I had to shut that down and the business wasn't a part of it, what you're saying is the property tax should drop because the value of the building did, right?
You're right, and you'll be doing that in May, but filing an abatement, you can get a refund for last year.
Okay, right. You can go back in time. So you would actually claim that you were adversely affected by COVID for any number of reasons, so your property value is less than on the assessor's books.
Correct.
Well, and technically it is, because he's right. They take the business into big-time consideration on commercial property.
You know, Ed, this is a major development, I think. So you feel if people contact their assessor's office, they can demand a revaluation which would lower tax.
And a refund, yes.
All right, hold on a second. I want to go through that process coming up. I'm Tom Martino.
This is... that's a good thing. I just had... I had that sitting around in my bench. Okay, I'm going to do... Oh, excuse me.
Now, impact traffic.
Can you do...
Sponsored by Wendy.
From the Bedford
I want you to do...
So there are a couple of spots on eastbound 6th Avenue. Getting ready for a possible crash out west on eastbound 6th Avenue approaching Kipling. Not seeing any major delays yet. Just travel through there with caution. And a crash being called out eastbound 6th Avenue at Federal. Again, minor delays. Travel through there with caution. The rest of the highway drive across town in pretty good shape. Off highway, a crash in the cleanup stages on the westbound side of Colfax and Perry to watch out for. Another crash in Colorado and Florida, an area to avoid.
You heard me get found fast.
31 pinpoint.
Yeah, I don't see O'Brien's,
Chilly though, a high of
folder.
41. Right now it's just a few clouds. And
It's there.
I got it.
Detroit impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 30 K-House.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a bacon double stack, 4-piece crispy or spicy.
All right, about 10 seconds. Colorado Pain Care, get down fast. O'Brien Legal Services.
So O'Brien's 60.
All for just $5. Secure the bag with the most value. Get the biggie bag. Price and participation may vary.
So I am in pain. I have been out of pain for a long time, and I will be seeing Colorado Pain Care. That's a promise. You know, if you're in pain for any reason, it's not normal, and you need to see these doctors. They take all major insurance, and they have innovative, evidence-based treatments, not just the same old stuff you've heard about. They have advanced treatments, some you've never heard of, and it's with proven results. Colorado Pain Care, a group of local doctors assembled for that one reason, to combat your pain, including world-class physical therapy. 833-GOT-PAIN. I urge you to call them like I'll be doing. 833-GOT-PAIN.
So we had a caller first hour. She bought a condo or a townhome, and guess what? She got assessed like $10,000 for something that happened years ago. If she used O'Brien Legal Services and Bradley O'Brien, he's an estate attorney and a real estate attorney for residential and commercial business and matters. And if she used him to look over those docs, he would have asked that question. He would have been looking at the HOA minutes. He would have been looking at different things. And she would have known that $10,000 assessment was coming up. But maybe you're a couple, even an unmarried couple, looking at buying a home. Or you just want seller financing reviews. You want contract reviews, buying and selling docs, loan docs, leases, any kind of complicated deal. In fact, I'd even say even uncomplicated real estate deals. Real estate's not cheap. How about property line disputes, fence issues, easements, adverse possession? How about liens on properties? How about survey reviews? That is who you use, O'Brien Legal Services. It's OLSlaw.com, OLSlaw.com, but it's 720-370-7388, 720-370-7388. Now, another great company, and here's why I love them. They'll actually sit down, look at your website, and tell you stuff that's wrong with it, or they'll tell you stuff that's good with it. If you have a company or a corporation of any sort that has a web presence, you need to look at GetFoundFast.com. They'll do a webinar. It's pretty cool. A Zoom meeting, face-to-face, over the internet. They'll pull up your website. They'll pull up your Google panel. They'll tell you what keywords you're hitting on, what your competition's doing, whether you're mobile friendly, you name it. They're going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. It all starts at GetFoundFast.com.
This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Say hello to simple you can savor. Velo dissolvable nicotine lozenges are smoke-free and hassle-free and made to enjoy virtually anywhere. Why? Because they dissolve, the flavor doesn't. So go ahead and enjoy on your time and on your terms. Velo lozenges are available at a convenience store near you or at Velo.com. Get yours now. Website restricted to age 21 plus nicotine consumers. Nicotine products. Underage sale prohibited.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacing windows and doors, to answer Katie, Dunlap Home Improvements. For well over 3 decades now, we've been serving Colorado families upgrading their homes. And as you very well know, we all find ourselves in some new and very unique times. But you know, our company is blessed to not only be surviving, but thriving. So thank you, Colorado, for your continued trust and loyalty. Because we are seeing some of the highest numbers of customers calling in for new work in our history. And we are so very thankful to be able to do our part to help put Colorado back to work. So yes, Dunright is now hiring. We have employment opportunities in almost all divisions of our company. So if you or someone you know is talented in our areas of work, has a deep sense of pride and workmanship, and holds old school values true to their heart, give us a call. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com. The time is right. As always, whether we're working for you or you're part of our Dunright family, we have our word. We'll treat you right at Dunright.
Tune into Peace to You from Peace Lutheran Church in Arvada this Sunday. Peace to You brings you encouragement and a fresh, uplifting start to your week. Peace to You comes every Sunday right here on 630 KHOW at 7:30 a.m.
has really been obsessed with. I don't know if you've ever been to Smoking Fins in Arvada. They had this pecan encrusted rainbow trout that I just sat there. And then they had a pistachio encrusted halibut, a pecan encrusted rainbow trout. They have like a great, I think it's like a $28 ribeye. It was really great. They have like baked lobster, mac and cheese. They have sushi. They have happy hour. They have
And you have good taste.
everything. They have every fucking thing. They have burgers. They have sandwiches.
God
And
bless.
it's like, and it is all good. Like I had, actually I was eating. I don't know if you remember. I had like some shrimp scampi one day. That I bought in like a cardboard box. That was some
Delicious, huh?
It was
So we get there at 7th Yoga Studio.
Oh, so what we need in yoga? Why do you need HVAC?
To eat. So we get to this other one, and everybody there looked fucking college kid, man. Maybe early 20s, late. So the fucking instructor comes in. Holy shit, man. Compared to any other one I've been at, she is just a ball buster, man. It was crazy. Crazy. Not even sure I liked it. So it was nuts. I think Suzanne liked it. But different than any other class I've done. And
is it all part of the same chain?
It's all the same chain. We can go to any of them. So here's what I noticed too.
How much a month?
Like we get a discount because of iHeart, but it's usually $140. We pay like $110 because iHeart has no per person. But listen, if you're ever in a place and you look around and you go, "Where are the old people?" You know what? You're the fucking old people. And that's what happened this morning. I'm looking around going, I don't see any old people. And then I realized we were by far the oldest people there.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Where in the other studios, that's not true. You'll see them in their 70s.
Radio station.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter. Icon Eye Care is where I got my clear lens exchange. They do LASIK, of course, but the clear lens exchange, it's really cataract surgery. They call it clear lens because I didn't have cataracts. I just chose to have new lenses. And you can too. The docs down there are fantastic. Now, they have several locations. I want you to call 866-GOT-ICON. These people are fabulous. 866-GOT-ICON for your clear lens or your LASIK. Simply the best with eye care of any kind. 866-GOT-ICON. ICON. Okay. Now, I want to take Kenneth real quick. Kenneth, we called the fire number, the fire fund, fireman's fund or whatever, and what we got was an answering machine or whatever, voicemail. What did you get?
I actually talked to a guy, and he was like, do I want to do the $300, $400, $500 silver leaf, blah, blah, blah? And I said, if you could just give me a minute, because my brother has my power of attorney, and he's for it. So good. I'm thinking if we call him back.
I will, but I need to take some others first. I want to do it, though. I really do. So if you can hang on or listen. Now, Smarty Marty has some updates I want to get to. Then we're going to go back to Ed Tomlinson. Listen to this. Ed Tomlinson is really onto something. He wrote the book Real Estate for Pennies, which talks about protesting tax valuations which lower your taxes. And you can go back in time and actually get refunds. And I'm going to go back to him because he's got something with this COVID. It's affected commercial property and other properties immensely. So we're going to go through the process. You'll be getting valuations soon. And we'll go through the process on protesting now and going back previously. But Marty, just give us another follow-up here, Deputy Smarty Pants, sir.
Well, before I give the last two follow-ups, I just want to go back a little bit with the cash wheel, the wheel and tire world.
Yes.
You asked me if I felt the manager was in cahoots with the owner. I don't know that, but I do know he can reach the owner because he told me that he'll give the messages to the owner. So,
yeah, and if you recall, that was the guy that said, "Oh, the owner just took up and left. No one knows where he is."
Well, he has his number, so he apparently could reach him.
Yeah.
What I believe is that he was just following orders. I think he was just following the owner's orders just to stall or whatever that is. Because I did kind of scare the manager, and I said, I hope you don't get indicted. That was my last words to him, and he wouldn't talk to me after that. Anyway, the two updates. We have Barbara, who is the disabled woman who was complaining that her apartment complex had a temporary closure of the front entrance, and she wants to do it her way. I wanted to call property management. She wants to write a letter to the owner, so let her do it her way.
Okay,
so
fine.
I don't know the result, but I helped her form the letter, though.
Okay, good.
And it was only going to be a 2-week deal, if you recall. So by the time her snail mail gets there, it's not.
Right, which is, I think I would have been more effective, but she's stubborn and wants to do it her way, and I said fine.
All right.
The last one is Jose Ramirez and Claudia Rodriguez versus Julio regarding the $65,000 investment in
my God,
Breckenridge.
This was terrible. This was terrible. Yeah.
So I spoke with Julio, and he said he just wants to go through lawyers. And that was it, and I reported back.
Wait, was Julio the one that contacted us?
No, Jose contacted us.
Yeah, well, I know Julio would like to go through lawyers because Julio's a ripoff, and he knows they can't afford an attorney.
Well, he's still operating up there, so so for people who have no idea what we're talking about, up in Breckenridge, this guy's got a donut shop or a churro shop, whatever. Is it called?
And supposedly these people were buying into it.
That's right, and the wife worked for him, so they gave him $65,000 to open another one, almost like a franchise.
And they got nothing. They got zero, zip. This guy's just a crook. He says, I want to go through attorneys. What does that mean? What he's saying is they have to sue me to get their money back. That's what he means, that scumbag.
Okay. Well, I tried to meet him down by the schoolyard, but he refused.
No, but he is a scumbag. I mean, he took $65,000
There was
from these
something
poor people.
on his side, though. I don't know. He didn't come on, but he had something to say like the wife closed the business down when she wasn't supposed to. There was something weird too, though.
Yeah, there was something where he said that the wife was already paid or done something to that effect. So that's where the squabble is. That he just wants to settle it through attorneys, and that's that. That's all the updates currently.
Okay, so thank you.
Hey, real quick, we're staring at this TV. This verdict that'll possibly come down today or tomorrow. What do you think, man? We followed the trial a little bit in the office. We watched it live a little bit before the show.
Well, I think they have to find some finding of guilty no matter what. I don't see how he gets off with nothing.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think it's possible. I mean, I don't think it's possible. Just look at the tape.
It looks like
an indifference. And, and I'm not down on police, trust me, but this guy, he just went way too far.
He's not a good guy.
The whole idea, when somebody's resisting, is to stop them from resisting. Once you stop them from resisting, you don't keep doing it.
He was so nonchalant, too. He just said, just like everyday business. It was kind of weird while the guy's choking out.
I think I would have felt better if the cop was angry, but he wasn't even angry. He was just like numb.
If he gets manslaughter, man, I would not want to be around that state.
But we will have it as soon as it comes down. We will break for it. I promise. Now, Ed Tomlinson, how do people protest taxes? Okay. Now, the valuations will no doubt be affected by COVID. I mean, property values are going down.
Well, commercial property.
That's right. Well, even some homeowners, I don't know. That would be hard to say because of the way sales are now. I don't know, Ed.
But unlike commercial properties, Tom, a home is not going to be judged on the income as well for the value.
So what do you do then if you feel your commercial property is over-assessed?
Let me address the key word here is abatement, not a protest.
Okay.
An abatement is a refund for last year's taxes.
Okay.
Any property owner who was adversely affected financially by the virus can apply for a refund of partiality of last year's taxes. And there's a whole gamut of reasons why you were adversely affected. Maybe the government said, hey, close your restaurant.
Right.
Maybe a natural cause. There's all kinds of reasons for it. But the key is you apply for an abatement. You have another this year and next year to apply for last year's refund. You're not going to get the whole year because your business or your property was not adversely affected for all 12 months. Maybe it was only...
Well, I'll tell you what, damn near all 12 months of 2020.
Pretty close. Ed, I'm curious. We get a lot of calls from landlords where their tenants aren't paying in the houses. Do you see any way they could get their property tax? How?
If you're not receiving rents because of the government, then you're entitled to file for an abatement for those months or longer that you lost rent. It adversely affected your property value.
That's something. So how do they go about it? If you could tell us the actual steps right after this, how to go about an abatement.
Now, a little under a minute, Granite Liquidators, Simply Floors, and 888 Heating.
Beat.com.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around Mile High City in pretty good shape right now. Just one minor trouble spot. Got a crash on the eastbound side of 6th Avenue at Federal. That is blocking the right lane. Not seeing major delays. Just travel through there with caution. Most of the highway drive wide open across town. No delays on I-25 from the Tech Center heading into downtown and traveling up north to Thornton and North Glen. I-70 wide open from Arvada all the way out to Penn Boulevard. The rest of the highways looking good across town as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny today with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight 25. Right now, just a few clouds and 28. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
With Indeed.
Mark, you have 888. You can get one after mine, too.
What now?
Every tools like Instant Match, which searches millions of resumes in Indeed's database to deliver people whose resumes fit your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Granite Liquidators in Wheat Ridge is the place you should start your remodeling job, where you buy your stone, whether it be granite, marble, or quartzite. You buy the entire slab by looking at your slab. You may even pick the part of that slab you want for the kitchen, for the bath, and for maybe some windowsills. Here's the point. You walk through that yard and you pay wholesale prices, just like any contractor. You put your name on that slab. Then your contractor can go pick it up and fabricate it and install it. However you want to do it, they'll put your name on it. They'll hold it for you for as long as you need for you to start your job. So start with the stone at graniteliquidators.com and arrange to go and look at the stone you want, whether granite, marble, or quartzite. That's graniteliquidators.com. Now, while we're talking about remodeling, what about simplyfloorsinc.com? That's INC. That's where you'll get savings on floor coverings. Savings because they're part of a large buying group that can get discounts just like the big boys, but they pass those savings on to their customers and they hire better installers while doing it. That's simplyfloorsinc.com. Better prices, better installations, better warranties, better people. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
You know what I hate about buying cars? Think about this. I just like straightforward deals. And if you've ever been in the closing room, they try to sell you the mop and glow. You know, sometimes you go, look, oh, it's 10% off MSRP. Well, what's MSRP? You never know. Is this a car commercial? No, it's not. But it is a commercial for a straightforward company in the HVAC business. And it's 888 Heating. When they offer $2,000 off, which they are right now on a furnace and an air conditioning unit, I actually wanted a real price. Well, guess what? A brand new furnace, a brand new air conditioner start at $8,500 right now. Now, that includes the $2,000 off. But listen to this. It's such a straightforward deal. I'm going to throw in another kicker. Ready? 5 years, no interest. 5 years, no interest, free money for 5 years, a brand new furnace, a brand new air conditioner starting at $8,500. And it's not one of these, oh, you buy the air conditioner and we'll throw in the furnace for 50% off, but it doesn't include labor. Maybe it does. It's a straightforward deal. A new furnace, a new air, $8,500 starting at, depending on the size of your house, $8,500, 5 years free money. Next, 888 Heating, 888heating.com, and their phone number, 888 Heating.
Now more than ever, people want to know if there's anything they can do to help. And the answer is yes, at BioLife Plasma Services. Your plasma is desperately needed to create life-changing medicines to help treat people with immune deficiencies, those who are most at risk right now. And when you donate plasma at BioLife, you can earn up to $1,000 in your first month as a token of appreciation for your time. So please, become a donor at BioLife. Visit plasma.com to learn more.
Tiring your gutters? Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter guard, guaranteed to keep gutters clean for good. Get 15% off your purchase now. Call 844-300-LEAF or visit www.tryleaffilter.com for a free estimate.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Work Week, Economics, and Safety. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars. Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
Rocky Baseball is back, and a limited number of tickets are available for their second home to be at Coors Field to see Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, Rydell Tapia, and the Rockies take on the Mets, Astros, and Phillies April 16th through the 25th. Go to Rocky.com/tickets today.
Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years.
How about if I want a loan time that is 1 year and 17 days?
Term loan. Ideal home
loans.
303-837-7000.
3 probably?
No, more.
Oh, you mean regulated because of Dodd-Frank?
No.
Hey, I'm in.
I know you can't do balloons anymore. Well, you can't do some.
Actually, no. I don't know why, but there's a certain
came out of a frustrating
length that I feel will do only.
Oh, okay.
Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch.
Maybe they feel it's not worth it.
I don't know. I mean, they bundle and sell them pretty quick. I don't know why that would matter.
I don't know, but then
$2 each.
Oh, maybe they're harder to sell.
Look at him.
Like buy a world-class Chevrolet factory. Testing over every detail means we're confident in a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already switched to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them.
Seen
If
who?
you're not,
David Letterman.
try with this special offer.
Oh, he's all. I saw him with Jerry Seinfeld in that car show Seinfeld has. He looks like he climbed out of the bush. I mean, his beard was like down to here. He looked crazy, man.
Why does he want that?
50 at checkout.
Oh.
Harry's.com.
Maybe he just got sick of shaving 3 times a day for TV.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast is part spy thriller, part detective story. Best-selling author and journalist Stephen Talty tells the pulse-pounding tale of an undercover...
Think about him. What talent did he have?
Part of history that seems
What talent did he have?
that it couldn't have been real.
He was funny.
But in 1964,
What's that?
He
was mildly funny. Letterman.
Of course he was funny.
Listen to The Good Assassins.
You didn't think he was funny?
Yeah, mildly. I don't think he was one of the better comedians.
Well, Carson would be the best. I didn't like Leno.
Sign up for our
I liked him better than Leno.
/newsletter.
Yeah.
Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community.
No, I loved him, but
I don't know. He was kind of. I thought he was actually pretty funny. He was a good interviewer. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. What's the procedure, Ed Tomlinson, for going and getting a tax abatement if your property was negatively affected last year by COVID? So you pay. When do you pay 2020 taxes? You pay them in 2021, right?
Yes. Most people have already paid it.
So how do they go back and get an abatement?
You simply go to the assessor's website, pull down the abatement form. It's 1 page. You fill it out and send it in, and that'll start the process.
And if you were an example, like someone that had renters that didn't pay, I mean, where do you put that down? How do you justify why you get a refund?
First of all, what's on the form? That's what he's asking. What's on that form?
Not much. It's just name and address and property. And the reason for the abatement, just put down COVID. And then when you have the hearing, you can specifically say, I lost rent for 4 months, or I lost rent for 9 months, whatever the case may be.
And you think most people will get abatement?
Yes. I'm not saying they're going to get exactly 9 months or 6 months. There may be some residual value.
Right.
But, absolutely. And Tom, this affects tens of thousands of property owners in Colorado.
And most people won't do a damn thing.
That's right.
Most people won't do a damn thing.
I hope they're listening, because if they're listening, they can get it.
You know, you pay $10,000 in property tax, and you can go back and your tenant or someone didn't pay you $20,000 or $30,000 in rent. You could likely get a huge chunk of that back.
Well, you can certainly get a huge chunk of your property taxes back, yes.
Yes.
You know what? I love it. Thank you very much. That's Ed Tomlinson. And by the way,
anytime.
We will, we'll post some of that and how to get in touch with them if you need information, yes.
And next hour, we're going to recap some other stuff you can get for free because of COVID.
Yeah, Bill, talking about scam calls, hang on. Also, Doug, a 1099 for a job you never got paid on. That and more coming up.
Wouldn't it be great to escape to your own condo in the mountains, your own log cabin in the mountains, somewhere you can get away for long weekends or even work with?
Can you imagine not paying someone, then you still serve them with 1099?
It's very affordable right now, thanks to interest rates that are still close to record lows. And when you
did you listen? I did not give the whole thing out. God.
What are you talking about?
I was reading Excel my credit card number, and everybody's like, oh, Mark just gave his credit card number out. Well, I did it. I made sure to do some of it. What?
You can't shoot the messenger. I got like 5 calls that he gave his credit card number out over the video.
I gave a decent chunk of it out in the hallway before I walked in, knowing I could possibly.
Like, you gave zip code and everything. I'm like, go shopping while you can.
Expiration dates are closed here.
I said, I'm going to laugh if he ends up with a bunch of charges on his card.
Probably be Tom.
You can't trust him.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station, available everywhere on our
shows you people are listening.
But listen, I joined this buying club so I get more miles. You want to join with me?
That poor snap. Holy shit.
And then he goes, I love how he goes, well, I'd always be honest. I wouldn't tell my credit card company that.
Were you that annoying kid that spun around in the chair in elementary school? I just wonder.
I'm still that annoying kid. I was telling Tom as I looked around in yoga, I was like, where's the old people?
We're staring at each other. She's like, introduce yourself to the person next to you.
I know, dude, it was like a dating thing, too. That would have been really awkward for me if you weren't there. I've never seen that in any class. She's like, oh, turn to the person next to you and make a conversation. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't do that. I never do that.
I can't wait for Maggiano's.
Oh,
haven't
did you
been in
feel that?
forever. For your stupid shells.
What do you do? Hey, did you used to cut your dog's nails yourself?
Yeah.
So I fucking
got Nico good.
I chopped Nico a little too high, man. We woke up to a fucking bloodbath.
Oh, poor baby.
I know.
I almost got rid of him.
Oh, God. Yeah,
we might be getting rid of that little one here soon.
No, we're not.
Take a light when you do it, and you take the paw and you hold it near a light.
So you can see the blood.
Or just have it done professionally.
No.
But you need it to off.
Yeah, that's true. Poor puppy.
If anybody wants a fat-ass Aussie, let me know.
To do so meant flattening sections of the levee that keeps the Rio Grande out of Teresa Alanice's home.
What was that?
Somebody's fucking.
What the hell was that?
Aussie's off the table. No one's getting my Dima away.
Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Haley Hartung, ABC News. Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, Microban 24 sanitizing spray. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Once dry, Microban 24 sanitizing spray is a...
Tim D on YouTube says he heard everything. Your 3-digit code. Tim D, go shopping.
No, he said, I'm looking at it right here. It says I heard the last 12 digits. It's right there.
The ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones who keep business moving forward. We are Granger.
Talks about the dog.
For every industry. With 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call.
I don't pay for Suzanne to get her nails done. Forget about the dog. What are you, crazy? What's wrong for you?
K-How News Time, 103.
That would get me in trouble. I pay for the dog's nails. Come on, man.
We have a little more snow expected tomorrow night into Thursday morning.
We're looking at some light snow for the foothills and the Front Range Mountains, but for the metro area, a mix of rain and snow showers with a half-inch or less of snow.
And do I have one coming back in or no?
City Council has approved a bill that will allow marijuana delivery and cannabis lounges, along with tour buses where customers quickly hop on board. Marijuana delivery would initially...
Now, so now you can get on a bus and... Did I just get right? That's crazy. Wouldn't the driver get high? I mean, how the hell would that work? We need to just buy a freaking... Well, let's convert our RV into a marijuana... What do you charge? Like, what, $100? Supply the pot?
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by American Financing.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, an accident on eastbound 6th Avenue at Federal has been cleared. Traffic back up to speed through there. And the rest of the highway drive pretty wide open.
So they just said they're going to allow buses. You can get on a bus and start smoking weed. Now, a weed bus. Fuck, I've never heard anything like it, man. Wouldn't the driver get high? I guess they could build glass or something, but...
With some scattered snow showers
Fuck.
in the afternoon and a high in the low 40s. It's 33 right now in Denver.
You know what it is?
Another shooting?
Where?
Come on!
Grocery store.
Are you in the right loan program for your
Jesus Christ!
New York.
With American Financing. The pressure and no upfront fees. Just savings. 303-6.
Ever since
You want to wait. You wait.
Metal detectors. 22334. Regulated by the
Everywhere.
David Ellis, that name should ring a bell with you because he's been around as long as I have, nearly 40 years.
Yeah, look at that.
Every time they talk about women, talking about rioting, they say exposes Republican hypocrisy.
Well, that's because they said Trump didn't do it. I'm sure that's your argument, right?
Yeah.
These same people saying that she did said Trump was not inciting. And you know what? Honestly, that probably is.
That's exactly right.
But they're still not. Who cares? The fact is, she did it. The story is not the hypocrisy. The story is the moron did it. Meaning Maxine. She should have just waited till after they were sequestered. I mean, it's just
wait up to that face.
Oh, never. Oh, which one, Nancy?
Sell your smart device. All right, guys, about 10 seconds. You're back. Radio. Then you can hear news.
How about that voice in your ear every morning?
630 K-Pop from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
Do you like Judge Janine? I love Judge Janine. She's got a show on Fox on the weekends. Oh, yeah, Judge Janine. Oh, she's good. Hard ass.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, and
Welcome you to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Let's talk about waterpros.net. simply the best water systems for the least amount of money. It's because Paul the Waterman does it right. Waterpros.net. You will get full whole house conditioning systems under $2,000, fully installed. That's pennies on the dollar compared to the competition, and you get way better product. It's amazing. Waterpros.net. All right, let's talk to you about your problems. We just heard last hour from Ed Tomlinson. He wrote something called Real Estate for Pennies, where you can protest property tax valuations and buy tax certificates for investing. And there's a whole art to that, so don't do it without knowing about it. But in his research of property taxes, he's noticed a lot of people not giving any breaks in their valuations for 2020. And he contends that property values were sadly affected in 2020 when it comes to rentals and commercial property. And if you've lost any revenue, or you had to close your restaurant, or you had to close your building, if you had to give back rent or not accept rent, you need to put in for property tax abatement for 2020. There's a form on the assessor's site. You fill it out and send it in to get the process going. And then start thinking about how you were affected when they ask.
And if you have commercial property big time, if you had to close down, like you used the example of a restaurant was forced to close, you could see a lot of that property tax back.
Now, Doug, you say that you received a 1099 for income, but that you were never paid that.
That's correct.
Who sent you the 1099 first?
So I'll break it down real quick. I did this is backwards from what you guys are usually complaining about. So I'm a roofer, and I did a job for a guy for an insurance job. He got $32,000 from State Farm, which then went to Celine Mortgage. He got paid and then never paid me, and then has since filed bankruptcy on it. And then Celine sent me the 1099, so now I have a $32,000 1099 that I'm not sure how to.
Who sent you $32,000?
I got the 1099 from Celine Mortgage.
Oh, but why did they send it to you?
Who
was the check? Who was the check made? Where did the insurance check go?
To the homeowner.
So why would the mortgage company send you the 1099?
Because eventually the money was supposed to go to me, and it always comes that way. For all my jobs I do that are through insurance companies, I get a 1099.
I got it. So now listen.
Just the fact that I never got paid.
Listen, did you put a lien on this house, I hope?
I did. So did everybody else in Firestone.
They declared BK, Tom.
It doesn't matter. It's a secured. If it's a lien, it's secured.
Yeah, but if there's $1 million in liens and it's worth $500.
But where does your lien stand?
Well, I'm probably near the bottom because I was late to the game.
Okay.
But,
your particular circumstance right now, you just need to tell your accountant what's going on. There's a place he'll fill in the 1099 info, but say you never got paid on it, so you're not going to end up paying taxes on it.
Okay. I do my own, so I just haven't done it yet because I've got a little grace. So, when I go through TurboTax, I'm assuming it'll ask me that question.
Well, no, you don't. What you do is you can simply say, I never got the money. You know, that 1099 isn't a foregone conclusion. You just say you never got the money. You put it in with an explanation, and you don't add it in. And sometimes you can't do that with TurboTax. But we've done that before, too. This is not the first time this has happened. You sometimes have in a divorce, a husband will send a wife a 1099, or a wife will send a husband a 1099, or people that get pissed at each other do it.
Oh, the big one right now is unemployment. You'll get a 1099-G claiming you had unemployment income and you never even had it because it was fraudulent.
Anyway,
all right. Well,
I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I absolutely wouldn't use it, though. I'll tell you that.
Hey, COVID money real quick, Tom. So if you had a funeral and someone died in your family due to COVID, it's got to be on the death certificate. You can get up to $9,000 in reimbursement from the government for that. That's almost a no-brainer.
Does that depend on income?
Nope, it's not income driven at all. It's for anybody, but the death certificate has to say COVID, and basically it does everything from the transportation, the casket, the burial. So if anybody died due to COVID, you can get $9,000 back. You got to upload receipts and do some other stuff, but that's part of the FEMA program. In fact, if you just search FEMA and burial COVID, it'll pop up. It's right there.
God, that's an amazing proposition. Why would they do that?
Here's the other one people aren't going to miss. I have no idea why they do anything. Not that I agree with any of them or not. That's just it. It's free money to some people. 10 days they pay for out of work. Even if you were a gig worker, you can do that when you file your taxes. I don't have the form in front of me, but I had it yesterday. I think it's a 1072, but don't quote me on that. So if you're a gig worker and COVID negatively affected you, they'll pay you 10 days off of what your average is. Now, I'm sure there's a cap, but in the one I actually looked at, the guy did 10 days. He ended up getting a $5,000 credit. So, and if you worked for a company and you were out of work due to COVID last year for up to 10 days, they were supposed to pay you under any circumstance. They get reimbursed. So if you were out and you didn't tell them it was because of COVID, your company that you work for owes you those 10 days, and they get fully reimbursed by the Fed. So that's another little bit of free money for some people.
God, there's a lot of money going around for COVID.
A lot of money.
But I'll bet you there's not going to be any money for these landlords that get screwed.
Nope. Douglas County, if you're in Douglas County, you can get up to $6,000. There's some caveats there, but Douglas County has some programs like that. I'm sure other counties do.
They're actually paying the landlords?
Yep, they're paying the landlords. They'll pay them up to X amount of dollars, up to $6,000 or if less, of course.
What, for rent?
For rent.
For missed rent?
For missed rent.
No
Yeah, the program, it's kind of weird. It's really there to help the renter, but ultimately it helps the landlord. I like it.
All right. Let's call this guy. This is the Firefighters Fund. We tried calling, and again, all we get is this. Oh, I got to dial 9. All we get is this stupid recording, but he said they'll answer, so let's see if they answer.
The number you have reached is no...
I'll try it again. I might be doing something wrong. I think I have to dial 1 and then 719. Let's just see what's going on here. This is the Firefighters Fund. And I'll bring up...
You've reached the Firefighters Fundraising Office. Leave your name and your number, and we'll call you back as soon as we can. Have a great day.
You see, they're not... You see that, Kenneth? We try and try. You get through, but we didn't.
Because they know his number's coming from a SAP or what they think is a SAP.
But you got right through.
Yeah, like the third time. It took me like 3 times.
Oh, you got the voicemail a few times?
Yeah, then I got an actual voice, and he said, how much would you like to give on the silver fund, the gold fund, and blah, 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 like...
Okay, we'll try it again, but thank you. Now, give us a call, folks, if you have a problem, a question or complaint. If someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off, or you want to talk about anything consumer-related, we got so many balls in the air, so many topics we cover. 303-713-TALK.
Okay, I did some floors.
We should put a link up to the FEMA. We should put a link up to all those things somewhere so people can go right to referral list and get it.
It's like finding more hours in the day. Hours which you can use to discover your best idea ever. An idea that ends up...
Who is it? Simply?
Pick up nice cold cocaine.
Is that the only one?
I'm going to do it's all part of the frivolous cycle of getting stuff done. Coke Energy. The energy you want, the taste you love.
Mile High Estate Planning is Blake Harris's law firm dedicated to helping you protect yourself, protect your legacy, protect your heirs. It's all about protection. When you have a good estate plan, you protect your assets from being eaten up by long-term care, for example, where the other spouse has to live in poverty and then you have nothing to leave. you can actually protect yourself from those expenses and still qualify legally for long-term care. There's another thing. You can put things in trusts and have a trustee and never have to see probate. Or you may want to transfer a house. Do it the right way with a beneficiaries deed. Here's the bottom line. Do it right or you cost yourself in needless taxes and forms and court proceedings. To find out more, all you have to do is call Blake Harris, attorney at law, milehighestatePlanning.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's the number, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could see what new flooring would look like in your house next to your furniture, your paint, your flooring? Well, it's as simple as this. You call up simplyfloorsinc.com. You set up an appointment right there on their website. They'll show up at that time. They'll do all the measurements, and they'll bring all the samples to you. It doesn't matter if you're looking at LVT or a hardwood or tile. They will bring the samples to you. And by the way, while I'm thinking of hardwood, guys, if you have older hardwood and it's time to actually get sanded down and restained, they offer that service now. And man, you can make that kitchen or that hardwood look brand new. So check them out for that. But the fact that I use them is why you should go there, because if you know me, I love great service, but I love a good deal. And with simplyfloorsinc.com, you can save up to 40% off the big box stores. You got to check them out. And they're not going to come out and pressure you. They'll come out, they'll do the measurements, they'll give you the bid. They want to earn your business. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
My wife is probably the healthiest person I know. She eats right, she's always physically active, but for some reason she's had some very naughty and uncooperative teeth. Long story short, those teeth had to go. Fortunately, Kristen got help, as you can, at Aspenwood Dental Associates and the Colorado Dental Implant Center, where Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son represent the leading edge of dental technology and care. Just several weeks ago, Aspenwood Dental completed an implant and what's called a 3-tooth bridge for Kristen. I can't say I understand it all, but what I know is that if you see Kristen's mouth now, thanks to Aspenwood Dental, you absolutely cannot tell which are her original teeth and which are the new ones. And if anything, the implants are stronger and better than the originals. Kristen was overjoyed with the quality of care at Aspenwood, the kindness and friendliness of the staff, and you will be too. Whether you need implants or dentures, or even your regular checkups and cleanings, go where Kristen and I go, Aspenwood Dental. Learn more and get started with a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com. That's aspenwooddental.com. Hey, reality check here. Will the numbers add up for your retirement plan? Let's hear from the experts at Allworth Financial. When we're under 59 and a half...
$7,000? And what did he say?
Well, I did it. I actually replied to...
Hang on, Matt. Sorry, hang on.
Marty,
Hang on.
and
Hang
now
on.
I'm on number 17.
Say that again?
He said he replied to Marty, and now he's on 17.
Oh.
Whatever. I guess Marty's replying.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry about that, Matt. The co-host was talking to me. Let's get started on this. Listen to the phone. When you hear your name, you're going to come on and tell Matt, full disclosure, you're calling in of the show. Most of our folks get on in the last hour. Some small chance you don't. Hang on. I'll get your phone number for tomorrow, okay? Hang on. Troubleshooter show. What is your first name? Hello? Hello?
Research shows that people remember radio ads as repetition, but to help you remember the Liberty Mutual Insurance Company optimizes your home insurance. You only pay for what you need. Here's the repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
I do remember me and Dan and I were laughing about this so hard about a week ago at Racquetball. Do you remember you were sitting right there and I told you, I said, listen, man, at the next break you got to leave because Brown's got to come in and cut some commercials. And it was right during all that shit. I mean, it was perfect timing. So you start storming out to go to the big kid's office. And then I start freaking out thinking, holy shit, this is hook, line, and sinker.
More snow showers on the way tomorrow.
Oh, you were so fucking worked up. But I will say this. The most I've ever seen you worked up was at fucking April Fool's. Holy shit, man. I did feel bad about that. I went back and watched that video, dude. When you came in here, even minutes after you knew what was going on, you were like this.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK.
713-8255. Don't forget realcbdthatworks.com. 30% off just using Tom and the promo code realcbdthatworks.com. Now, Tony's got some good advice. I want to hear it. This is the insurance for the HOA. Let me explain what's going on. A bunch of people moved into an HOA or into a condo development that had a loss, an insurance loss, a hailstorm, and they lost their roof in 2018. They didn't get around to assessing the residents until now. A lot of those residents were not even there when the insurance loss happened, but they still owe the assessment because they're owners now. But their homeowners insurance, some of them have homeowners insurance that would have covered the assessment had that assessment been for a storm while they lived there. But they won't cover it because it happened before they had coverage. So, Tony, what is your advice to them?
After I heard your segment on there, I contacted my company because I just purchased a house and closed on the 5th.
But did you do a condo or a townhome?
It's a standalone, but it's in a private community. So there are HOAs involved for the common areas. And
gotcha.
My particular wall is common to the entire building. So I was talking with them. And they, of course, said it was, it defaults to the date of the loss, not the assessment. She called me back when she did some research on it, and they have an amendment or a rider that they put on it. And the end result is for me to get $25,000 in coverage for that incident is an $8 per year charge addition to my policy.
Are you kidding me? For $8 a year, you have coverage up to $25,000 in special assessments.
Correct.
Wow.
And I'm sorry, I missed that. Does that go to the date of the incident or when is it effective?
It changes it from the date of loss to the date of assessment with the rider.
Wow.
With the rider, right.
Yes.
Wow, that was good that you found that out. That is really great news. But you can't go retroactive on that, I don't think.
No.
But that's good advice for anyone else moving in. Make sure that your special assessment coverage covers from the assessment date forward.
Yeah, and that could be for anybody out there. Remember, if it's a hailstorm or something, they might have insurance there, but if it's just an old roof, you will get a special assessment at some point to pay for a new roof.
Hi, Chris. What's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. I got involved in a medical situation, and I need some help.
All right, what's going on? Why don't you explain the situation? What's happening?
Okay, I had surgery. Physical therapy recommended that I use this muscle stimulator to help in my muscle recovery.
Was it prescribed?
Yes, it was prescribed. The company is Zynex, Zynex. They're in Inglewood. It's a little handheld device with little pads you put on your muscles.
I got it. Muscle stim. Yeah,
okay.
It's very common.
Very common. Okay. So the physical therapy put in the prescription. The company called me. I gave them all my insurance information. They said, okay, we're going to ship one to you. Got a phone call from them a couple weeks later and said, hey, how do you like the device? And I said, I haven't received it yet. Let me go to my mailbox and I'll get back to you. Well, life happened. I went to my mailbox. I didn't see it. It wasn't there. Waited a couple of days and got busy with physical therapy and life and da-da-da. Fast forward to now, all of a sudden, I am getting auto ship deliveries from this company.
Of what?
And I called them.
Of what?
Of batteries. They're sending me batteries.
First of all, did you ever get the device?
No, I didn't. And I'm explaining that to them, and they said, well, we show it was delivered. We called you. We recorded the conversation, and you said you were going to go to the mailbox and check and let us know, and you did not do that, so you're responsible for it.
Oh, well, that's a lot of crap.
Yeah, that's crap.
Do you have anything? Hold on. Did you ever sign up for recurring charges?
No, sir. No, everything was done over the phone. I have nothing's been submitted to my insurance company. And now that I've had time to look at this, Zynex does not have a good reputation.
I would just ignore. This is what I would do. I would ignore them. They have no contract with me whatsoever. I've never agreed to pay them for anything. They would have hell trying to get it.
Well, we do have the conversation that they're recorded, and I said, yes, I do want this device.
Okay.
I do want it.
Hold on.
I do need
but
it for
hold
my
on.
recovery.
Did they say, by the way, this device comes with auto refills?
No, sir.
Okay. So you're not on the hook for those. And saying you wanted the device does not mean they sent it. You admit that you wanted it, but you never got it.
Yeah.
Period.
No, I didn't. But
you never got it.
Tracking does show that it was delivered. But we live in a 1,000-home community. We have community mailboxes. There's 15 mailboxes there
that are free. Wait, you don't have a key?
No. If you have a package that comes, they'll put the key in my individual mailbox, but I never got one.
Okay, then it never came.
Well, what Zynex is saying, though, is what they're saying is they have confirmation from USPS. They show it was delivered to the mailbox in the parcel box.
But they never put the key in your mailbox.
Well, nor did she ever sign for it.
And you never signed for it.
Signed.
Well, then forget it.
The company is telling me that I'm responsible for it.
Well, why don't you tell them to prove it? Because you never got it.
Or just tell them to pound sand.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't even know why you're bothering with them. I'd say, you know what? If you think you have a case, come after me. Because you can't prove I got it because I didn't get it.
Oh, that makes me feel better. Okay, they really got me shook up. They're just jerks over the phone. You know, they'll do anything to rattle an old
I would hang them up. Listen, I would hang up. I would ignore them completely. I would do everything until they actually do something as far as summons, and they're not going to do that. They don't have proof.
Now, they're not charging your card or anything each month, are they?
I don't. As far as I know, they have not filed a claim with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Did they ever have? No, what he's asking is, do they have your credit card?
No, they do not. They only have my Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, forget it.
That's
I'd
all they
forget
have.
it. I'm telling you, you never got it. I don't care what they say. You never got it.
Okay, do I send back, the package of batteries and leads? Do I just put return to sender?
First of all, I would say refuse delivery. I would just do whatever. Yeah, I would never take it.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
And listen, this is what we would do. I don't see, if you never signed for anything, I don't see how they do it.
And even if you did say something in the recording, you never even received the device.
Yeah, saying that you wanted the device is not the same. They're just trying to intimidate you. Feel free to have them call us or to ask them if you can have someone call them. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. 303-713-TALK.
KHOW. All right, get down fast. Come up in about a minute. Your station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. Now, Impact Traffic. Now.
This report is sponsored by AAA Colorado Insurance.
From the Beth Sports Traffic Center, the highway drive pretty wide open right now. I-25 flowing freely in both directions through town. I-70 looking good as well. The Boulder Turnpike, C-470, 225, and I-76 all problem-free. Just seeing a bit of the usual volume flowing on westbound 270 through.
Hey, did I mention I beat Dan last week in racquetball? Every game we played together. Every game we played together.
I think it's the
And the tomorrow for Wednesday, cloudy with some scattered snow showers developing in the afternoon and a high in the low 40s. It's 35
It's
right now
in.
in Denver.
The verdict's in.
I'm Jim.
Oh, it's going to be.
30K How.
Don't settle for mediocre relations.
We need to go to the verdict
I don't even get
when it comes in.
insurance with coverage.
Yeah, it says they've reached the verdict. All right. He's going to get found fast on 5 seconds.
You got to monitor it when the court.
I got you. 3 seconds. Here you go.
Flash break up.
Get Found Fast is the name of a company that helps your websites. And the way they want to show you how they help is by doing a free analysis and giving you free do-it-yourself tips. This is valuable. If you have a website, if you're in business, know that about 98% of all people will look for that website first. You want to make sure it's organized, it loads quickly, and that search engines have found it. Get your free analysis. GetFoundFast.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter guard, guaranteed to keep gutters clean for good. Get 15.
Now, I'll tell you what would be stunning if he gets the heaviest hand dealt to him, and there's still a ton of violence. I mean, you think that's possible?
This is a case, while in the court, it was a case just, and the judge made this clear, just about the former officer Derek Chauvin and whether or not his actions were second-degree manslaughter, whether or not his actions were murder or third-degree murder. He made very clear to the jurors that this was not about what was happening in the world, it was not about anything but facts of this case. But outside of the court, it is a seminal case for many people, whether you are African American, whether you're a police officer, whether you're black or white, Latino, doesn't really matter what your background is. This is everyone realizes it's a big case in this country. It could mean something to a lot of people, a seminal case, if you will. And so the nerves that exist here, there is concern, there is fear, there is anger, there is sorrow.
What do you think? You think it's going to be like in 10 minutes or 3 hours?
Right now in spades here in Minneapolis. As we understand,
yeah, where were they sequestered? They were probably at a hotel or something.
We'll hear their decision the next hour or so.
Again, you are just breaking the news for us about this, that a verdict has been reached in a Derek Chauvin murder trial. In less than an hour,
CNN
we'll
just
find
said
out.
an hour.
4:30 East Coast time. We'll find out what that verdict is. How is Minneapolis preparing? What are they doing?
She just said 4:30 East Coast. It's an hour.
There are two groups that are preparing. One, you've got the group of people like government and businesses who have boarded up, who have put troops on the ground, literally, who have brought in extra police on the ground, who are concerned about whatever the reaction is going to be to the verdict. And then you have the citizens, and you have the Floyds, and you have those who have been protesting
here's
not
the deal,
for
though, man.
days, but for nearly a year. And the folks that
There
have
is no way I can keep my name choking someone out on
Square.
something for 9
And
minutes.
that is where you
Most
are,
people could never do that, officer or not.
of exactly how they bear
That video tells a hell of a
fucking emotional reaction. It will be,
the guy's crying for his mom and shit.
down at the square and
But to say he woke up wanting to kill this guy is a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? To say like his intent was to kill this guy on the murder too is crazy.
I am concerned. I don't know what to think. My stomach just dropped. So I think that reflects what a lot of people are feeling. But no one is going to feel human. That Floyd family. Alonis Floyd is here. His brother Terrence Floyd is here. Rodney Floyd. You've got a lot of the Floyd family members who are here. They have been waiting for this day. They have been begging and asking for justice. They are hoping that the jury has come back with a guilty verdict. But this is a jury that has its own mind, and there are 12 people that have gone through a lot of evidence and have sat for many weeks now, who have been every single possible detail in this case that was brought before the court, from the 45 witnesses that they heard, 38 of them the prosecution, 7 of them from the everything from family members like Alonis who got on the stand and talked about how much his brother meant to him and the family.
As a new form of civil disobedience, it doesn't work. And good people have to stand up and just start saying this. It just can't.
They got to get him from the hotel.
We should go to ABC. I mean, Whatever, I'm sorry. Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here we are with Matt. Hey, Matt, let's talk. So, Matt, you have a contractor issue. What's going on?
It's a husband-wife team. We were referred to the husband, who's the construction side of things. The wife does the designing things.
Okay, and how were you referred to them?
A real estate agent.
And what's the problem, sir?
We started the design process in the beginning of January, had a budget of $275,000 for a home remodel of about 1,700 square feet, so we thought that was pretty sufficient.
It is pretty good price. It's very good price. What's the name, by the way?
I don't know if I agree with that.
What's the name of the husband and wife team?
Mike and Marie Grillo, and that's M2 Designs is the designer company, and Omni Build Group is the construction side.
Okay. What went wrong?
So we got with the designer. My wife and I were both pretty concerned to be giving pretty large sums of money. Ultimately, they wanted, over 20 grand. The first two installment checks added up to about 11,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done all that big money up front without something in return. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, we kind of felt cornered because it seems like that's kind of common.
Unfortunately, it might be common, but still ill-advised. So here's what I want to know.
Totally.
How much total have you paid?
$10,700.
And what did you get for it so far?
A floor plan that looked nice. So we asked. Now this is beginning of March, so it took about 3 months to get that. Just a floor plan, which we thought was.
When you say a floor plan, do you mean plans or just the floor plan?
Like architecture?
No. Just the floor plan. Just room layouts.
Okay.
Moving walls, that kind of thing. We got that in early March. Went back to saying, okay, but we still need to have an idea of how much this is going to cost. Followed up probably 4 or 5 times before we finally got an answer in early April.
Is that when you got the $275,000?
No, that's when we were quoted closer to $500,000.
See, what I don't understand is this. Why would you go ahead and engage them without even knowing the price? They should be able to give you a price. That $275 was a guess, and then they came back with $500?
Yes, after the design process, they said this design would cost roughly $500,000.
So you've paid them, but what did you get for $10,700 right now? Just a floor plan?
A worthless floor plan, as far as I'm concerned, because it's way outside of our budget.
But then where did they spend the rest of the money?
Where did the 500 break down to?
No, the 10.7.
What was that called? Program specifications. And
are they saying that they gave you $10,700 in service?
I wouldn't say that they're saying that or not saying that, but they're saying nothing right now.
Thank goodness you didn't start with these people, Matt. It would have been worse. Do you understand that? I mean, these people.
Yes,
so
I do.
The design, but I still don't understand. You entered into the design phase without having any idea of a total price. What was this $275? Was it written? Was it spoken? What was it?
Spoken. It was when we did the initial walkthrough.
So what agreement did you have?
Contractor.
What agreement did you have for the 10.7?
It's the first of, I want to say first 2 of 5 different installment checks to the designer.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What agreement did you? Where's the agreement? Do you have a written agreement?
Yes.
Okay, what does it say?
Though it is missing a signature line, so I'm hoping that it's considered not executed or something.
Well, hold on. Who did not sign it?
Me.
Did your wife?
No. It's just I'm the only one on the contract.
Wait a minute. You never signed this contract.
I missed a signature line.
You what? I don't get it.
He's saying he signed in some places, not in one.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
Listen.
Well, then outside of that, it really is more or less like an intent to proceed type thing.
Okay. Can you send that to us and we can have an attorney look at it for you?
Sure, absolutely.
We need to see that. We need to see your agreement and see what it says. Like what does it say? And do you have money coming back? Or does it say it's going to cost you what's that?
Let me finish the story to where I got to you guys, where I feel like I was just scammed, basically, because when we said, wow, that's way outside our price point, we didn't just say, you go your way, I go mine. We say, let's figure out how to keep it within our price point. And then 3 weeks later, or whatever, 3 days ago, the contractor that we hired, the husband, called me and said, I don't have time to do your project at all.
And they have his 11 grand.
Wait a minute. Now, yeah, but that's a different company, right?
Yeah, that's his wife's design company.
You know what? I don't care, though, because that is BS. You got a wife selling you one thing, expecting the husband to do something?
Yeah, but here's what I want to know. Who was the agreement with?
The wife.
C2 Designs.
M2.
We hadn't gotten to Omni Build Group yet. We were in the
All right, I get it. The 10.7 was paid to M2.
Correct.
Then Omni has nothing to do with it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but my God, you're going in thinking you're getting a design and build team.
I know. But, Mark, that's not what he signed.
I didn't even talk to the wife up front. I wasn't referred to the wife up front, nothing like that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
Your whole business arrangement and your whole contract was with M2 Designs. What we have to figure out, did they breach the agreement or did you get enough value for the 10.7? That's it. Period. That's it. You have no guarantees from Omni Build Group. You have nothing. M2 Designs, do they have plans? Do they have elevations? Do they?
No, just a floor plan.
That's what you say. Okay, what I need to know is, does it have an engineer stamp for moving walls?
No.
Okay.
This is crap, man. I don't like
Mark,
the taste
of course it's crap. But they led themselves into crap, okay?
Well, maybe but this seems like a little bit of the old, shuffling crap around to get 10 grand.
What we have is he entered into some kind of a design contract, and he's gotten a floor plan, and this new bid came from the builder or from her?
The builder.
Okay. So, and he says he doesn't have time to do your project. Well, you know what? What I don't understand is, did he ever have, he had no commitment from this builder from the beginning. That's why I still need to see what you signed. You know what? I'm shooting in the dark.
Yeah, but he's been dealing with the guy, right? You haven't been dealing with the wife.
Correct.
See, the whole thing is crappy.
Mark, it might be crappy, but then you better talk to Matt as to why he made out checks to M2 Designs and signed a contract with them.
I'm not saying he didn't get snookered. I'm just saying it sounds like they did it on purpose.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think 10 grand was their purpose. You know what? They went through some amount of work. Now, maybe, do you think this entire damn scheme was to get 10,700?
I don't know.
No, I think what happened was these. Go ahead.
I think that they deal on a higher level to where typically to where they were hoping that they would bill us 500 grand and we would say,
that's right.
Well, it is what it is.
That's right. That's exactly what I thought. Then I thought what they're thinking now is, oh hell, these people
when we backed out, they said, well, it's not worth 275.
Exactly, or it's not worth dealing with these people. But I don't think their goal was to get 10.7 from you. That doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they wanted to take you for the whole ride. So where is your money is what I want to know. Did you get what we have to find out? It all comes down to this. Did you get the merit, service, quality? Did you get anything worth anything?
I think is the layout digital? Can you email us a layout?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to see what you got. Were there you said no engineer stamps. All it was is a floor plan. Did it say in your agreement how much the floor plan would cost?
I don't believe so. No.
All right, send it to us again. I'm blind right now. All I know is he paid $10,700 to M2 Designs, and the builder says we don't have time. But what I don't understand is how you go from $275 to $500. If $275 isn't in that original agreement, you're screwed, man. Okay, yeah, could you have been fraudulently induced to sign it? Possibly, but it's really difficult. Now, are we told that these people are in Nevada? Matt, are you in Nevada?
Yep.
Okay, so where did you find him? Who referred him?
It was a referral from a real estate agent. So
what does the real estate agent say?
Anyway.
Did you ever see any homes built? Have you seen any work done by these people?
No.
So you never went and looked at a job or got a reference?
We were really basing it off of the professional referral that we got. So
how well do you know this real estate person?
Apparently not well enough.
Did you ever use this real estate person?
We haven't gotten a hold of him. Yeah, I've used him professionally and personally, yeah.
Okay. So we ought to get a hold of him and see what he says. Please, Suzanne, tell them where to send this stuff. Hey, Matt, listen, don't take it lightly. We'll get involved, but we have to see what you agreed to or what they agreed to, because I have no idea what you agreed to. And especially this $275,000. That $275,000 does not show up in your agreement?
No, because the agreement is with I mean, they really kind of complicated it because it's with M2. So anytime that there was big numbers being talked about as far as construction costs, it was with Omni Build Group. But we couldn't get to Omni Build Group without going through M2 Designs.
No, I know what you're saying, but I get it.
M2 Designs, all 5 of their phases added up to $30,000. So as soon as we got to phase 2 and we still didn't see cost, we said, wow, we have to pump the brakes here. We can't just keep cutting these checks and have no idea what we're getting ourselves into.
But let me just tell you something. It's not uncommon for a custom remodel to be $25,000 into plans before you get a full and complete price, okay? I'm just going to tell you, man, okay. You're dealing outside of what you thought. Okay, so how many square feet were you going to remodel? 1,700? Okay. So here's the point, is you really have to figure out what the hell, what class of remodel it was. I mean, it's really hard.
It's going to be between $100 and $350 a square foot.
So, but they like from a
well, that's that. Okay, that
say, I'm going to take on this job, and then
usually remodel is a little cheaper than building if you're not doing foundation and infrastructure and all that. But it depends on what you were doing. And on that 1,700, how big is your house now? That's Mark for the math I just did. 275,000. You're way off. 275,000 divided by 1,700. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, what were you gonna?
How much is it? Should be like what? 150.
Here's what I need to know. What were you doing? How big is your house?
24, 25.
What were you adding 1,700 or just redoing 1,700?
Redoing.
What was going to happen to the rest of it? $161 a foot. That is not expensive. Trust me.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying generally
that's pretty low cost.
Between 100 and 300.
And 275. So 500 was probably more like it, to be honest with you, by today's standards. But listen, man, I think what happened was you were way uninformed, and they got you. And I don't think they meant to. I think we're going to find out that maybe they're not ripoffs.
Well, but if all he has is a sketch on a napkin for $10,000, then we need to get involved.
We will look at it, okay? We will look at it.
No, Zerez and K&A.
I'll tell you what, Mark. To get the full plans with a cost breakdown is $25,000 without even fucking thinking about it. Without even. I did a fucking bathroom. A bathroom, I was $15,000 for a bathroom.
good design.
Not so good. 270 westbound, very heavy through
And with design, cost breakdowns, and everything, that fucking bathroom was $125,000.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather, plenty of sunshine this afternoon, a high in the mid-30s.
It's just amazing how you fucking spend money now.
And right now, most materials are over double what they were, man. Even decking is crazy. Redwood, double, maybe triple. Everything. Plywood, fucking plywood is double, triple in Costa Rica.
10 seconds, Res and K-Nates. Experience.
You know, a deck that you would have spent 20 grand on is now $40,000. And I shit you not.
Off your windows and doors. Visit them at windowsforyourhome.com.
Let's talk about getting your carpets cleaned the best way, the Zero Res way. ZeroResDenver.com. $33 a room, unlimited. You can do as many rooms as you want, or traffic areas, and they'll break it into room areas. And they do it without any soaps or emulsifiers or chemicals of any kind. It's empowered, super softened, energized alkaline water that just gets everything clean. It's an amazing job. Your carpets look like new and feel like new. And guess what? They stay cleaner longer because you don't have any of that soap attracting new dirt. And they dry faster. Call them today, 303-471-5150. Just $33 a room for a great company, ZeroResDenver.com. $33 a room. That's ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. Another great company that I've had the pleasure of knowing the whole time I've been in Denver, like 40 years, is K&H Home Solutions. K&H Home Solutions is having an anniversary sale. They've been in business 65 years. They started out as K&H Windows. Then they became K&H Home Solutions for roofing, gutters, siding, windows, doors, and more. And here's what they're doing. $650 off each soft light window. And that soft light window is energy efficient, custom fit, 7 years straight, the Energy Star rating. Also, Everlast Siding, $6,500 off that project, and $1,650 off Provia entry doors. Some minimums apply. You can call for details at 303-421-7100 or make your own appointment at khwindows.com.
Okay, how are we helping this Nevada contractor?
Us.
I know, but I mean, we've got 5 minutes left. Do you want me to get the information and then we'll work on it tomorrow, or are you guys finishing up with him on the air, or what? You won't have time to look at it now.
Just got the contract.
Okay, I'll have him send everything over and get in touch. Okay.
Potentially lowering your IQ by 13 points. And we all know that I don't have the points to spare, buddy. So, yeah, that really is more than just the interest you're forking over.
Listen to How to Money on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
How to Money.
Hi, it's Amy of Dunright. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and need replacement windows and doors. Spring and home show season is the best time to get your new look going in your home. Unfortunately, nearly every home show in this state for this time of year has been canceled. What about that, Todd? Well, Dad, let's bring the home shows to them. Right in your home, we'll lay out our tried-and-true methods and products.
Let's do it, Dad.
Styling our countertop options, all of the updated looks to get that shower replaced.
Yeah, let's do it.
Digitally interactive window and door.
Okay, Dad.
And we'll bring the show savings right to you also.
Even though we're not having a show, we're still going to do a show.
Select install dates.
Yeah, Dad, sounds good.
8% home show.
Sounds good, Dad.
Call and check it out. Whether it's a kitchen, bath, some counters or floors, or even
fuck, man, look at all these people out there.
Did I do one clear choice? Garage doors today?
I don't recall you doing one clear choice.
God damn it. I don't recall it either.
Well, you got one right now.
It's refreshing to hear from many of you saying you got relief.
No, I did. Wait, I said, yes, I did. I
would never recommend them if I did not believe.
I now remember because I remember what I said.
What'd you say?
All of their prices are fully disclosed no matter what you need done on your door. You got 24/7. You were getting up. I said 20. I noticed you getting up when I was saying 24/7. Yeah, I associate with movement. It's weird, but I do.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside.
Probably the most people watching CNN since the election.
Every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back
always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
Yeah, I use Get Upside. They are the most expensive gas station, and I get a rebate.
It's simple, and you get your cash back right away.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play.
The show topics, that was good. See, I pulled that out when things were slow. It was really good.
Win for a 25-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Tell your smart device to play
Yeah, guys, you got like 40 seconds.
60 in the morning, Dan Caplis in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
That's still not as good as what I did in the two.
So when you go to a restaurant, you know what the price is on the menu. When you go to an emergency room or a hospital, do you know? Now you do. From January 1st, Mark, there's a new law. People don't even know about it because they have to ask about it. Did you know that? They have to ask. It's the Patients' Rights Advocate Bill, and they have to disclose every single charge that you're being billed, including if you paid cash, negotiated insurance rates, and whatever. They have to tell you. So remember this, people. You are entitled to know the price of everything, every service, every pill. All you have to do is ask. Clear prices must be disclosed, and it can't be complicated and legal gobbledygook. By the way, the Chauvin verdict is in. We'll go right to it when it comes. Remember, save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Michael Brown is next
on Denver's talk station.
630 KHOW.
You know, owning a home has rarely been easier.
I know the Gloria Vanderbilt guy. What's his name? You know, his mom apparently didn't leave him anything.
I know. Well, just a little. A mere $4 million. I don't know. Something like that.
You already have a home loan, that's no problem. You can refinance
That'd
your mortgage into a VA loan, and you can even access 100% value, meaning a lot more money for you and your family.
Was she like a nut and left it like a dog or something?
She left it to number 2 charity.
Let the rioting begin.
What do you think of her? What do you think, Mike?
I think the verdict is a scared jury.
Oh, they're terrified.
So what do you think the entire takeaway from CNN was from those remarks made by that?
I missed it.
Maxine
said here was their headline. Incendiary remarks accusations of incendiary remarks shows Republicans' hypocrisy.
Over Maxine Waters' comments.
Yeah. That every time they talked about it, it said that. Shows meaning that Republicans are upset with her, but we're not upset.